following is a UTV 44 sports production.
We know that the scriptures and Christ.
Friday Night Rivals. This is the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers UTV 44 Game of the Week, presented by the Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
Beautiful night for football here tonight in Prichard. It's probably going to feel like a playoff game because these two teams already know they're going to the playoffs, just trying to figure out where their seeds are going to be in region action. The Vigor Wolves come in with a record of 5-2, play host to the St. Paul Saints, who come in 7-1 on the year and ranked number 2 in 5A. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners, as always, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. And Dan, you look at that Vigor record. You know, they come in, they've got 2 losses on the year. Those two teams, 15-1 are their combined records. St. Paul's only lost to Jackson.
Yeah, and St. Paul's, they're the defending champs, so you're going to have to take it from them and consider them the champions until they get beat in the playoffs. And this Vigor team, I'll tell you, keep an eye on them. Not only have their the losses with great teams like Jackson and McGill, they've also got a win out of region against 7A Murphy.
Stepping up 2 classes.
And we know they're pretty good.
Yes, also somebody who's pretty good. Guy we've been watching play for St. Paul's for a long time on Friday nights. Their talented running back, Austin McPherson.
He's just such a fearless runner, and he's not the biggest guy, maybe at this point near 170 pounds, but the effort he gives, cutback ability, and just driving those legs to the very end of every play, he's something to watch.
Yeah, something else to watch defensively for this Vigor team. Vic, when you watch them on film, there's one guy that really jumps off the screen at you, and he's going to be somebody chasing Austin around a lot tonight.
That's right, Anthony Bradley. He's the man in the middle, and trust me, he gets from sideline to sideline as well as hold that middle down. He gets very good drops, as coaches tell me. He's also a very smart guy. Made a 33 on his ACT. Woo! So you know he can play some football as well, get it mentally and physically going tonight. So I expect him and Austin to run into each other a couple of times.
The winner of this game will be number 2 seed in the 5A region, and then you also have the loser goes to number 3, so they have to open up on the road in the playoffs. So that's what's at stake here tonight at Prichard Stadium. It's St. Paul's and Vigor. Kickoff comes up right after this here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week on UTV 44. Prichard Stadium tonight, just about ready to wrap up the coin toss as we get ready. St. Paul's and Vigor here on UTV 44. Last week of region play. Next week, the regular season closes out. 2 weeks from now, the playoffs get underway. And this game, as we just talked about, has some playoff implications. Dan, we haven't seen the Vigor team yet this year here on UTV 44, but talking with Derek Scott, they're going to do some things we haven't seen a Vigor team do in years past.
Yeah, they're going to try to just kind of run it downhill if they can. They haven't had all the success in the world against everybody, but they'll try tonight against a very talented defense.
Yeah, they like to going to see some high formation, just some different things out of this Vigor team. Let's go down to the field, get our first orthopedic group sideline report. Ashley is down on the sidelines. Good evening, Ashley.
Hey guys, tonight as we see St. Paul's and Vigor hit the field, we can't help but remember what these two schools have as their legacies. 5 state titles between the two. Let's start with Vigor. They hold 3 of the state titles. Back in 1988, the team that they had there was the legacy, possibly the best high school team ever in the nation. They were also ranked number 1 in the nation at the time, allowing only 7 touchdowns that season and outscoring their opponents. St. Paul's comes in with the other 2 with 2 titles just in the recent years. The program has the potential this year to get another state championship. These two schools not just win, but they win big. And tonight, you'll see why they are our game of the week. Back to you, Jim.
All right, so, and I hope you're paying attention because that just might be part of our trivia question coming up.
Let me tell you guys, I lost to that 88 team twice in 1 year.
Did you really?
Yeah, playing in high school.
Regular season and the playoffs?
Yes.
And as good as everybody remembers, right?
But let me tell you, they're more than what everybody remembers.
Yeah, they had such a great run here. We'll talk more about that during our trivia question. So coming in, you know, Steve Mask talked about it on the pregame show. I said, how important is the home field? And he said, you know, you're going to play at home the first week, then you're probably going to go on the road the second week. He said, play on the road in the first week, you're going to be at home. And second, he's kind of downplaying a little bit.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and you know, but Steve's been around the block. I mean, when you have the ring,
yeah,
your opinion counts.
Right.
So you got to figure. I think a Vigor team would love to play at home in the first playoff game, so they can feel the little confidence to get that win in advance in the playoffs. I think it'd be bigger for Vigor.
Yeah, I agree. And Vic, you agree?
Oh, wait a minute. The coach is kidding you. They want to play at home. Trust me. I mean, that's just coaches speak. You've heard that phrase a lot. There is one of the key coaches speaks right there. He wants to play at home for sure.
Derek Scott, the new head coach here at Vigor. We've known him a long time assistant. Southern Miss guy, was here at Vigor as an assistant coach, then went down to Foley under Todd Watson, our buddy down there. He has been around, and we talked about this in the pregame show, Dan. Sometimes you see when a coach wasn't ready for that first head coaching job. That man right there, he's ready.
I think so. He seems, and he's even was upfront about it, saying, well, I thought I was ready, but sometimes things. And he's also the athletic director, too. So he's got a lot on his plate, but, man, he is capable. Great guy. We've known him a long time. Great to see him having success early here at Vigor, where you can have success.
For sure. I mean, they've got the athletes. Ashley just chronicled the tradition, so the expectations are high, and they're proud of this school. I mean, I know they like to call it the University of Prichard, and for certain, he's at the helm here. Got a twin brother who I ran up to talking to, thought I was talking to him.
Yeah, that'd be Eric, and of course, we do the same thing we have for 14 years.
I can't say for sure that it wasn't Eric on the pregame show. We can't say for sure that it wasn't.
We don't know.
They might have been playing just a joke on us, but yeah, he's also been an assistant coach around different spots as well. Was at Saraland, and now here with his
brother. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So here, and we're about ready to get this one underway. I'm not sure what the delay. They can't. They got issues with the play clock. That's what it is. So it's stuck at 6 seconds. So they have just said each team will only have 6 seconds to get a playoff tonight.
This will be a fast game.
It's going to be, you'll be out of here at 8:15. So they'll try to work out that. They may have to just keep that on the field.
Pretty certain they will. And I think one of the refs will raise his hand to tell the quarterback you're under 5 or under 10, so that the quarterback can make a good decision whether he needs to call a timeout or he's got enough time to get his play off.
Joshua Lacey will kick off for the Vigor Wolves, and back deep to receive. Pick your poison back here. B.J. Edmonds or Austin McPherson, the two deep men for the St. Paul Saints. Look at B.J. Edmonds there. What a specimen he is. 6'0", 200 pounds, and this one goes to the near sideline and out of bounds, and so they'll give up the field position, but they will have no danger of the long return for a touchdown as we look to the St. Paul Saints coming out here offensively. Coming off a 38-8 win last week over Escambia County. Steve Mask in his 4th year, 43-7. How about in the region? 22-3 in the region here. And, of course, he was here as a coordinator and then took over when Jimmy Perry left and has done a great job.
He's got a nice staff around him, too. A lot of
David Stapleton,
cohesion.
Yeah. Shane Sullivan, offensive coordinator.
Exactly.
Miller Mosley, quarterback for the Saints. McPherson in the backfield. They fake it to him. Mosley rolls around. There's a flag, and Mosley's got nobody in front of him. He takes off. He's already at midfield. Miller Mosley up the near side and steps out of bounds. But I wonder if that's going to be maybe a shift. Oh, boy, that was a big play to start the game.
Yeah, if it goes against St. Paul's, that's a big shame for them because they saw this. They thought they had an idea that this one could be a big gainer right off the bat, and it was.
It looked like they thought it was going to look before the game.
Yeah. So anyway,
Jimbo Perez is our referee tonight. Let's listen in. So 1st and 15.
How aggravating for a coaching staff when you called it, when you get exactly what you want, and the play goes the distance you were hoping for, and it all comes back.
That's why those coaches have gray hair.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
At a young age.
Yeah.
Coach Mask was excited. He thought they had a little something that they were going to be able to pull off.
They did.
And they sure did, except for the penalty. So it backs him up to the 30, and now Miller Mosley will come out of the shotgun. Motion. Jalen Armour takes it on the right side, and Armour across the 35 out to about the 37-yard line. We'll see Miller Mosley run the football some here tonight. I was asking Coach Scott before the game as we look at the offense here. Doggett, Parker, Watkins, who was our guest on the pregame show. Whitfield, Blackinger up front. Ballas, Eaton, Mosley, McPherson, Matt, and Paget there for the St. Paul Saints. I was asking Coach Scott I said, okay, how fast is Miller Mosley? We've heard a lot about his speed, and he said he's fast enough to run away from us. He's that fast.
Good description, fast enough.
Mosley gives it to McPherson. He tries to cut it back. Now a late flag comes in as McPherson was going to have the first down. It appears this one is going to come back. A little hold on the edge here against the Saints, and 2 penalties in the first 3 plays for St. Paul's here.
Vigor's a physical team, and sometimes you're grabbing at them trying to do your job and compete against a physical bunch. Sometimes you resort to things you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah, you start grabbing a little bit of jersey. But I tell you what, Darius Whitfield starting early just engulfed a Vigor defender there.
Whitfield plays on the right side. Big 6'3", 275 pounds. There's Austin McPherson. Dan talked about in the pregame show, the senior. We were watching him play as an 8th grader and play and get big yards, 100-yard games as an 8th grader for the St. Paul's team.
Yeah, he was forced into action and didn't embarrass himself, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, even though he missed curfew, he should have been in bed by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It ain't great, but he came out and played some good football very young.
1st and 20 after the holding call. Mosley on a delayed handoff. McPherson up the middle. And he's met by Marshall Harris there at the 33. Harris, 6'1", 215 junior. Vigor big across the defensive line, but really big offensively. There's that up front. You got Smith at 245, Vincent Fair also at 245, and Harris at 215. Linebackers, Thigpen, Bradley, who Vic talked about, Jalen Brown, the linebacker, and Joshua Hill, 24. He's got 4 fumble recoveries on the year, always around the football. In the secondary, Feltz, the lanky sophomore cornerback. Charles Crawford returns start at free safety. Horn and Cameron Williams at the other corner for those Vigor Wolves. Mosley has all kinds of time, rolls out to his right. Now he's going to pull it down, trying to get to the sideline, cuts it back inside, and he'll get out to the 42-yard line, still short of the first down. Good coverage downfield by the Wolves secondary. They only rushed 3 there, and Mosley still had to sprint out, but unable to convert on 3rd down. And so on 4th down, they'll bring out the punt team.
Because of the penalties, the Vigor defense gets bailed out, and then the Vigor offense will get the ball, and that's exactly what Vigor wants, man. They don't want St. Paul's to just possess that ball, keep them off the field.
Slipping down and not getting much on the kick was Lackinger, but it goes all the way back to the 25-yard line. Crawford was back there on the return. Other games last night, Murphy beats up on Fairhope for a homecoming win last night. Choctaw County, Washington County tonight. Neal and Southside Selma, Bryant and Davidson, Mary G. and Baker. Big one tonight out in Theodore. McGill and Theodore, Daphne and Baldwin County. Both teams trying to right the ship there. Blunt and LaFleur tonight. Gulf Shores and Citronelle, Spanish Fort and Robertsdale. Spanish Fort tries to stay perfect on the year. A busy night. Opp in Cottage Hill tonight, as well as 2 weeks left in the regular season. Tyree Taylor loses a yard, the junior quarterback. He has rushed for 257 yards on the year. And 2nd down coming up here for the Vigor Wolves. Stan said only loss this year to Jackson and McGill. Jackson 8-0, McGill 7-1. Keep your eye on 15, Fred Adams. They pitch this one back to Rogers, who was the guest on our pregame show, and a lot of speed for Brandon Rogers up the far side. He's already inside the 30, 20. Touchdown, Vigor. 75 yards for Brandon Rogers. He got the edge and never slowed down.
Yeah, well, I saw the safety get in a bad spot out there, and once he had him in a bad spot right there, he passes him, and just one more move down here to free himself up. He's making a house call, Jim. 6 points.
I got a little heads up from Tank Brown. Tank Brown's son. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Of course, our player of the game is named after
Tank Brown Sr.
Yeah, former area coach Tank Brown, who did games with us, Jim.
The PAT is good. We got a flag. They'll assess it on the kickoff here. But a 75-yard touchdown run by Brandon Rogers after he takes the handoff from Lacey. And Vigor on top by a score of 7-0. So the roughing the kicker penalty on the PAT means Vigor will kick off in St. Paul Saints territory. He'll kick from the 45-yard line. There's our Aaron scoring summary. 2 plays, 75 yards, just 49 seconds. And, you know, you said in the pregame show, Dan, you said if you get to wear number 1 at Vigor, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah, Alex Brown, the point I was going to make, I said, how good is 1? He said, when he gets the ball a lot, we're better. Well, he got the ball 1 time.
Sure.
And Vigor looks pretty good when he's got it in his hands. Just a different gear.
Yeah, his 4th touchdown of the season.
Well, you know, these kids today, they coveted those single-digit numbers. Back when I was playing, it was great to have a double-digit number. Now you want to have the nice single-digit.
High kick to the near sideline, and this again goes out of bounds. So St. Paul's will get it after the penalty here. Vigor not real strong on the kickoff game here so far tonight, as both have gone out of bounds, and sets the Saints up at the 35-yard line. So St. Paul's with 2 penalties on that first drive, put them in a hole, and then a bad punt that actually turned out to be okay field position at the 25, but the big play by Rogers.
Yeah.
So here's your region standings. Jackson unbeaten on the year, ranked number 1 in the state. St. Paul's went up there, turned the ball over 5 times. Just really did not have a typical St. Paul's type of night up there.
Evidently the atmosphere up there is unbelievable.
Yep.
Everybody's told us that, and it might have got the best of them a little bit. And Jackson's pretty good.
And so
pretty uneven start to this one, right? Another flag?
no, that was the flag on the kick that went out of bounds. But they've
Which I don't know the discussion at this point, but they're sorting it out.
But now they got it at the 25. Let's listen to Jimbo. He can probably do a better job than we can.
Dead ball. A little kick out of bounds. Re-kick the football.
That's why Steve Mass declines it and says, hey, you know, you kick it. I want one of our guys to get a chance to touch it.
Yeah.
I want one of our guys to get a chance to, especially kicking from the, you're kicking from the little back out up to the 50. And so there's Lacey, the running back and kicker, 6'1", 215 pounds. He's put them both out of bounds to the near side. Jalen Armour Davis has been the closest one to it. Now a much better kick all the way into the end zone. Been hiding that one all night and booms off there after the penalty.
One or the other.
Yeah.
So these guys didn't get a chance to bring it back.
Oh, now we got a flag after the play here, and it looks like this one's going to be against the Vigor Wolves, and instead of having the Saints at the 20, the Wolves might move them all the way up to the 35-yard line here.
We've seen one play tonight that's worth remembering.
Yeah, I was just saying, a herky-jerky start to this game here. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Vigor. Jimbo Peaver is our referee. So excited to see that we were here to do the game tonight before the game.
Yes, he was. Well, of course, he had a starring role in the big game blunt at...
Unsportsmanlike on the kicking team. First down.
He had a starring role, especially near the end of the game. Well, from the beginning to the end, actually. Blunt at Spanish Fort, where the emotions ran high.
We love Jimbo. He does a good job. He keeps a handle on the games. Games do not get out of hand with him on the field. He will do a good job at keeping things under control. Air Force commit Miller Mosley.
Dad's next door keeping stats.
Saints all decked out in the pink there as you see it for breast cancer awareness this month. And inside, and here comes Austin McPherson, and he'll spin to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, nice move in the hole by Austin McPherson. One linebacker had him dead to rights, even though the linemen were out of the way. he still made that linebacker miss and got some positive yardage.
Julius Horn came up to make the tackle. Came up from his safety spot. And he gets 9.5, so second and short. Oliver Willman splits out wide. Get a good look at Horn there. New logo also you saw on the helmet for the Vigor Wolves. Right back to McPherson, and McPherson going to be hit in the backfield and driven back. Joshua Hill with great penetration and kind of ran into Darius Whitfield, his own big guard, on the right side here as he tries to get back. Couldn't get it. It was Colton Watkins, the center, who got driven back.
All the years we've watched him, very, very rarely do you ever see him make a negative play.
Yeah, or get squared up like that.
Really unusual.
Yeah.
They stop his forward progress and give him 3rd and 1.
Textbook tackle there by Joshua Hill. You know, you hit him at the face mask right between the numbers, drive your feet.
Jimmy, you're talking about Julius Horn, too, and we've got Ashley's got more on him a little bit later on here in the first period. He and another Vigor player have been going through a whole bunch.
St. Paul's, I think, sensing how big this 3rd down is, takes a timeout just 5 minutes into the opening quarter on 3rd and 1 coming up. Shane Sullivan, offensive coordinator, trying to dial something up here for the number 2 ranked team in 5A.
Well, just like a haymaker changes the course of a fight, that 75-yard run, that the ball is, you know, kind of scrambling a little bit, trying to make sure that, like Jimbo, they keep a lid on this thing.
Right?
Yeah, don't want to get out of hand real early on the road in the visitor stadium where this crowd is just itching to get excited over anything.
Hey, you can reach out to us throughout the game. Send us an email. Hey, guys, at utv44.com. You can check in with us throughout the game. Text us as well. We got our numbers up here. We'd love to hear from John Stone over in Baldwin County watching the game tonight. Good to hear from John.
Yeah, this is a Mobile County game, but of course, this is one definitely worth watching.
Yes, I would agree. Two teams, you know, are really poised to have deep runs in the playoffs. John Paul Vallis splits out wide the top of the screen. Good look right down the line of scrimmage. Here now a big shift, and they'll overload the right side. Mosley pitches at McPherson. They go that way, and he's got the first down, and he had to earn it to get to midfield.
Yeah, but earning it's not a problem for McPherson. He's been earning it since we've watched him.
Since 8th grade. Since he missed curfew in 8th grade. Look at it right here. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it here. They were going to the right, and they were letting you know they were going to the right.
Yeah, and he was able to make that cut real quick. He was able to get north-south real quick because of all those blockers, Jim, that you mentioned had shifted over to that side. They cleared it out.
Hill came over and made the stop. And right at midfield for the St. Paul Saints, B.J. Edmonds in. They fake Mosley out of the backfield, gets Edmonds, and he's got it, has a first down at the 40. He drops the shoulder, and B.J. Edmonds, we talked about this in the Saints game earlier, he would be the featured back for a whole bunch of teams in the state of Alabama. I don't care what classification the team's playing in.
He plays safety on defense, makes a nice catch of a ball that was a little behind him. Just really athletic and big and fast, you know, 200-pound, good speed, probably 4'6" area, so he can get on top of you in a hurry. 5th
catch of the season out of the backfield for Edmonds.
You want to get your best 11 on the field.
At the 33. McPherson stood up at the 30, and he'll gain 3.
No, fear should not be in his name. He has no fear.
Yeah, and it's definitely not spelled M-C-F-E-A-R.
No.
It's got the P-H in there.
That's right.
There is no confusing.
Even the pronunciation is an insult, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go with McPherson.
Remember him coming out as an 8th grader against that Vigor defense that was just unbelievable, intimidating, physical.
They had Division I guys all over the field.
And he was not intimidated in the slightest on that Friday night. If he was, he did not show it. Mosley on the right side gets a block, and he's able to get to the sticks. Good work. Lackinger out in front.
Well, you can see early how important this game is because Coach Mass has the cape and has Miller Mosley out of the phone booth running it early.
First
I know
down.
he's usually conservative. He doesn't usually want to get his quarterback hurt, want to save him, but he knows this is a region game.
A game like this, you got to have all hands on deck. Mosley is a dangerous runner, and if you try to protect him during some games, that's understandable. But tonight, you got to have every tool out of the box.
Exactly.
He's a threat.
Paget lines up on the right side. Ballas to the bottom of the screen. Eaton in motion. They fake it. Pressure coming. Mosley sidesteps it. Fire into the end zone. Looking to the corner and sliding. Does Eaton have it? He's out of bounds. Was looking for Jared Eaton.
You know, they say, Jim, the throw was a little bit late. That's what that was right there.
Yeah, but I think Miller had some agitation in his face that caused him to go a little bit late.
Yeah,
so that was a great play by him. I wasn't certain he got it in until the ref informed us.
Oh, you're right. He sure did. Yeah, I was watching the routes.
Good call by the official right there. He was out of bounds.
I was watching the routes themselves and didn't see that Mosley was being harassed, which then you see he was.
Yeah, again, Jamarcus Smith, number 16, was all in his face.
Smith's got 10 tackles for loss on the season. Give to McPherson, cuts it back. Still pushing forward, down to around the 15. You can see how dry the field is. I mean, it hasn't rained the whole month of October here, and the field was dry, and you could see when McPherson cut it back there in a cloud of dust.
Yeah.
I thought that was just smoke coming off his shoes. It's so fast.
Yeah, it is pretty dry down there. Nobody's going to slip because of wet conditions, that's for sure.
Third down and a long one for the Saints. Mosley puts Eaton in motion, and they give it to him, and he comes around the near end, and he has the first down and takes a big lick at the 10. That was Crawford who came up and put the lick on him, but not before the Saints get the first down.
Yeah, Crawford is one of those guys the coaches are raving about, saying he's got all the tools. Just that phrase to say that.
First and goal from right at the 10-yard line for the Saints. 11th play of this drive for St. Paul's. Tiger Wolves making him earn it here on this drive. Miller gives this one to B.J. Edmonds right up the middle, and Edmonds is in for the St. Paul's touchdown.
Great blocking at the point of attack, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, I bet you can look for Darius Whitfield in there somewhere making a big block. Let's take a look at it because it was in the middle. Yeah, he just cleared this guy out. Well, you can get that first level blocking, and a guy like this with all the moves, he'll take care of the second level.
And he didn't have to go side to side too much. Straight line, he was in good shape with that power.
The sophomore Wilson Bieberstock on to try to tie it up, as we've gone exactly 8 minutes here in the opening quarter.
No mistake like the Colts and by this group in that little fake-looking set.
I mean, in the history of the NFL, that's way up there, Vic, as a bad attempt.
It was.
Bieberstock ties it up for the Saints. 7-7. Vigor and St. Paul's battling here tonight on UTV 44. Some Leopards cheerleaders here.
Baby Leopards
tonight as well. Vigor and St. Paul's, our matchup here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week on UTV 44. Brandon Rogers, who has the Vigor touchdown, went up the far side. This time he's up the near sideline to the 45. At good field position for the Wolves to come out as the Wolves offense comes out on the field. Ashley's got some off-the-field news about the Vigor squad.
Right now, we see Vigor High School on the field showing their physical expressions on the outside, but what they're dealing with on the inside is completely different. We have two just very, I guess, heartbreaking situations going on with number 6, Julius Horn. Right now, we see the pink for breast cancer. He is right now helping his mom fight the battle of breast cancer. And then on an even deeper note, Raheem McKinney, number 78 on the offensive line, lost his mom just a couple weeks ago while driving, she had a immediate heart attack and just died. So, you know, heavy hearts, but right here on the field on Friday nights, you would never know.
Yeah, they're one of their only chances to get away from it on Friday night and get 3 hours not to. We've all gone through that where you kind of need something to think about that isn't the immediate right in front of you.
And there weren't the funds in the family either to bury his mother, and that was an ongoing tragedy, an ongoing story. So
our thoughts and prayers certainly with him.
You got it.
You never know what someone's dealing with anywhere in life. And on a Friday night, these young men here on the high school football field. Taylor out of the shotgun here. Quarterback draw, pulls it down right up the middle, and he has a Vigor first down and a bunch more as he's to the 38. Tyree Taylor. Here's the offense. Look at this. Brown, 280. Skipworth, 325. Packer, 280. Scott, 260. DeMarcus Brown, 275. Big up front. Adams and Ross. Keep your eye on Adams. He's 6'3". He'll go up and get it. Cooper and Rogers. Lacey, the running back. And Tyree Taylor, junior quarterback for Derek Scott's Wolves. Looking to set up the screen. St. Paul's recognized it, read it well, and no gain on the play. Daniel Beard did a good job, and B.J. Edmonds as well. Boy, good coaching there by the Saints to recognize that one early on. Huff, McGill, Mathers, and Johnson. Defensive line, Michael Evans and Beard, the linebackers for St. Paul's. The secondary, they will take the football away. Tamaree Smith, they call him T. Edmonds, we've talked about. Andrew Wings starting at safety. And Jalen Armour Davis, a great athlete. Sophomore out there, a playmaker.
Yeah, Andrew Wing, I heard from his dad before the game. You know, he usually play a little bit of quarterback. Now he's found a spot over there at strong safety.
Vigor had 13 on the field.
That will get you a first down, I think.
It's what, you know, possible touchdown.
Yeah, they had 13.
Good ball. Illegal substitution on the offense. Remains second down.
They still got to get one more off. Now they got it.
All right, that would be bad to have back-to-back illegal substitution calls.
Well, if you get behind the sticks.
Well, you know, the big fellas up front, you know, Coach Mask, one of them counting as two. Anyway, how big they were.
Get behind the sticks and get it to number one and see what happens.
Smith comes in as a blocking back. Empty backfield. And trying to get to the near side, and Taylor gets upended. Is coming in to make the stop is Smith, and Taylor was a little tentative there, and Smith came in and just blew this one up.
Yeah, he thought he had some to the outside out there, but Smith coming in, forcing that thing as a cornerback, that's how you do it. Just take his legs directly from running.
3rd and 10. Smith comes out, see they'll go a little wildcat here with Brandon Rogers.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. We heard Rogers was explosive, and then we've seen quick and plenty of evidence of that.
They also bring Joshua Hill, the linebacker who's been playing so great. They put him at the slot. And I think St. Paul's want to take a timeout here. Their second of the opening quarter. Yeah, Hill, who's played so well for this team this year at linebacker.
Timeout, defense, the second charge timeout of the first half.
6'1", 200 pounds in the slot coming at you.
Whoa.
Yeah, Joshua Hill, another one of those kids they're excited about. He's got a 3.6 GPA, so real heady player as well. I think he's got an offer already from Alabama State Hornets.
Good for that young man. Less than a minute to go in the opening quarter. Vigor coming in, as we said, on the year with a record of 5-2. Last week beat Williamson 46-6 there at Mary G to close out the season next week. And then the playoffs will start.
Speaking of playoffs, got a score. Spanish Fort already 21-zip into the first.
They're taking on Robertsdale tonight.
Think they may rest their starters over there at Spanish Fort for the final game. According to how this one goes.
Right.
Have everything wrapped up in terms of home field advantage.
So we come up here on 3rd and 10. Out of the Wildcat. Rogers looking to throw to the near side, and he overthrew Crawford as they're bringing all the defensive standout players over on the offensive side of the ball with 4th down coming up here. Hey, we got an email. I'm not sure who. It might have been someone in the Perez family.
Okay.
Emailing in, and we'll tell you about that.
Too many compliments
After the change of possession.
Don't have to identify yourself.
They're pitching a thought to us here, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. Rogers pulls it down, looking for a block, tried to cut it back to the inside, and Bryce Huff came and got him from behind, and there's a flag back at the 37-yard line.
Bryce Huff, another good-looking specimen on this St. Paul's defense.
And he came from the far side on that one, all the way over.
Well, his brother could run, too. He was one of the all-time great runners here
back
at
in
St. Paul's.
2010, holding. They're going to decline that, and so the change of possession here as Rogers was short of 1st down. You can just see, though, when the ball's in his hands, what can happen for this Vigor Wolf offense.
Yeah, he gets a couple of blocks.
Yeah, I'd give him the ball back at the 30 there. I like the call. Go for it and try to punt and see if you can get it. Came up just a bit short.
Yeah, and the first time St. Paul's had it, or the second time when they had a successful drive, they didn't get anything off in big chunks. They were able to move the chains.
12 plays.
Yeah. But they're looking, and they'd like to strike quickly if they can.
Austin Bryers in at fullback in front of McPherson. McPherson to the line of scrimmage, and they'll push him up to the 34-yard line.
To me, Vic, that's going to be the key right here. If they can somehow contain McPherson, keep him from ripping off any big runs, I think that's a really tough task. But if Vigor can do that and push St. Paul's and make them open playbook to plays they'd rather not have to throw down and distance-wise, that could be a big key.
Yeah, 2.5 hours, we'll know that. I don't think we've ever witnessed it personally, holding him down like that, but that's the attempt, and that is the plan.
That's right.
We are through.
I mean, it's literally 5 yards in a cloud of dust on that play.
We are through one here in Prichard. 7-7, 5A matchup tonight on UTV 44. St. Paul's and Vigor. We got a good one going on. Ready to start the second quarter here at Prichard Stadium. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Ashley Pope on the sidelines, Jared Kihas in the truck, Brian Aaron, our statistician, with us here tonight. And the Saints with 2nd and 6 to open up play here in the second with B.J. Edmonds back in at running back. They'll give it to McPherson, who lined up on the far side, and he'll push up toward the 40 to the 39, and 3rd and 1 coming up for the Saints.
Well, you got them both in the backfield at the same time.
You don't know where it's going,
and
who's getting it.
Right.
You have them going opposite directions, so if you're keying on those two guys, somebody's going to be out of.
But you just want to play those keys at the line of scrimmage, right?
That's right.
3rd and less than a yard coming here for the Saints.
Saints have done a good job, Jim, putting themselves in 3rd and short.
Yep. Bryers into block in front of McPherson. And McPherson goes behind him, and he has the 1st down to the 45. Hey, we got an email in from Mrs. Jimbo Perez. She's got a two-part suggestion for us here.
Okay.
She says she loves watching the Stripes work down there. She's the only person that tunes in to watch the officials. the only one.
Yeah.
And she's recommending that we change places with the officials one night and do a game down there. And the second part is she says, put Shelby in the booth to do the play-by-play.
Now, I'm in the vote for Shelby in the booth.
Hey, now, Lockett, what's that all about?
I like Shelby.
I think he wants me out.
No.
Pearson with a pickup of 9.
Shelby's my buddy. And also, Mrs. P. Ryan, from Brian Aaron, we will make sure Jim will bring home milk tonight.
I'm not sure what that's a part of. There was no grocery list in the email I got to Hey Guys at UTV 44. But
I think the first comment was a poorly veiled criticism of us
banging on the officials,
criticizing the zebras.
Yeah, right. So we got you there, Miss. Perez.
Well, I'm good friends with Jimbo, and I love him to death, and he knows it. I'm going to give him heck as much as I can, and he knows I'm going to do it. 4-1. Now, if I was on the field as a ref, I can assure you guys there would never, ever be any holding calls on the defense.
I can assure you one thing. The first play, I would be run over. I would get run over, and, you know.
I kind of think that's what Mrs. Perez is looking for.
So we do appreciate Mrs. Perez, and just everybody who watches these games on Friday nights. I mean, it's amazing how much this product has grown and how many people love watching these games. I mean, I know you get it so much at KSJ. I get stops up. People just love watching these games. Vic, I know you get it all the time as well.
I mean, I was walking into a store here and some lady just say, "Oh, hey, there's Mr. Vic Lockett." I was like, "Help me know you." "Oh, I see you on Friday night." Every Friday. A middle-aged lady.
Yep.
So it's not just men that look at football. It's a lot of ladies out there.
Well, you know,
of course,
there's a
I
lot
like to mention Miss Millie Fritz. She's plus 80, and she's looking at the game every week, and hello to her.
I mean, Vic, we got me, you, and Dan. That's a lot of eye candy for the middle-aged ladies to look at. I mean, come on.
Well, no, they like me off camera. They like my voice.
All right, we'll get this one out of the ditch here. 2nd and 2. Edmonds on the far side has a first down for St. Paul's up to the 35-yard line before Vincent Fair rides him down.
Starting to win the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, you're right.
And allowing them to do what they want to do. And Edmonds knows what to do with it. When you give him a hole, man, he exploded.
Yeah, they ran that counter trade to perfection there.
Vic, any advantage he has, so he's so great defensively playing safety back there. When he has the ball, does he have a little more advantage? Because he knows what that.
He's on the other side, and he knows how to set them up. You know, get them out of their unbalanced in terms of their feet, and then just run by them.
At the 35, McPherson deep. They fake the pitch to him. Over the middle, wide open for the touchdown. Paget. His first of the year, 13th catch for Tyler Paget, and the Saints sold that one beautifully.
Yeah, it was so easy. I was afraid Tyler was going to miss it because, you know, when you're so wide open and the ball, it seems like it's in the air for 20 minutes right about here. He's like, come down, catch it, don't fall, look it in, score the touchdown.
Yeah, his feet almost got tangled as he was just so wide open. You're right.
Had a touchdown of 35 yards for Mosley.
Just a complete bust, though, Jim, on defense.
Yeah, 9th touchdown pass of the year for Mosley. And the Saints with Beaver stock here. Make it 14-7 with back-to-back touchdowns. Miller Mosley. He's going to Air Force. He put that one in the air with some force tonight. 14 unanswered for the Saints here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week on UTV 44. Vigor, a big play on a 75-yard touchdown run from Brandon Rogers, but since then it's been the Saints who got a good point. Seems like the Saints get a little better handle on the line of scrimmage. Yeah,
then they can throw when they want to, and not because they have to, right? And when you throw when you want to, what happens? I think we just saw it, but really a completely busted coverage. You could see them having a chance to make a play there, but Paget was basically running on his own.
Beaverstock sends it to Rogers at the far side. Rogers across the 20. Another nice move there, and Rogers out to the 48-yard line. He's their playmaker, and they're going to need him to try to tie this one up. Let's go down and get another orthopedic group sideline report. Ashley's on the Vigor side.
In the past 5 years, this matchup has gone down to the wire, with 4 of the games being decided with 5 points or less. So based on history, it is anyone's game tonight here.
So last year was 14-13. We did the game as a botched PAT. It's the only difference in the game.
And St. Paul's won it all.
Yep.
So what's that tell you about Vigor? And what's it, well, I think we know a little bit about this guy now. We're learning quickly.
Taylor fakes the handoff, wants to keep it, had a little gap on the left side, and he sticks his nose right up in there and gets up to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, he gets finds tough there, getting a little traction, but he finds his way there to get up a real good positive gain there.
Baker on top of Mary G. 21-3. scoreless at the half. McT and Theodore.
Wow, how about that?
Yep, that's a bit of a surprise.
It is.
Joshua Hill splits out on the near side. Taylor stands up in the pocket, throws it over the middle. He's got Rogers at the 20 with some speed, and we've got some big plays here tonight. Touchdown, Vigor Wolves.
Yeah, I thought for a second that was going to be a little high, but he stuck his arms up there and just pulled it in beautifully, looking at pass.
You know, when Derek Scott's loading the bus, he makes sure number 1's on.
He's probably sitting in his lap.
That's right.
We got some scores here.
You know, it was a little high, Vic, but it hit him right in stride. Didn't have to slow down.
Yep. Good pass, good catch, good football.
He's an exceptional athlete. You can just see the speed. You can see the grace with which he plays.
Sure, a lot of ability.
Christian Bethel on for the PAT. He slips down, and it's no good. And we're at 14-13, which, as we just said, was the final last year. I bet we get some more offense here tonight with playmakers like this.
I'd like to see some defense, Jim.
Brandon Rogers, his second touchdown of the night, 1 running and 1 receiving. And it's a 1-point game. (14-13) with a missed PAT. Vigor Wolves. Do you think when Derek Scott got back here, he quickly realized how important it is to win at Vigor? That probably came up early in the interview process,
Well,
I'm guessing.
You know, a lot of people thought Ashley Johnson won enough.
Yeah.
But evidently not. And, you know, very respected coach.
Yep.
Great guy, Ashley Johnson. But, yeah, there's a great premium on winning in this program. There's so much history here, and you're going to have a chance to coach talented kids.
Pooch kick they had tried, but that one sails out of bounds by Lacey. You can see Vigor does not want to put it in the hands of McPherson or Edmonds on the kickoffs.
You know, I'm a little surprised by that because they've got, you know, pretty good players on that kickoff team. You would think they'd feel like they can match up with them, but you're right. They would just as soon kick it out of bounds and hand St. Paul's really good field position than take their chances.
In the real world, we say err on the side of caution. I think that's what Coach Scott's doing.
He's doing it.
And if you can make them have a drive like they had before where they went 12 plays to score, you know, where you don't give up the big play and the field position, but giving it to the Saints at the 40 is tough.
Yeah, especially when they got it going on the ground. And it gives them a lot of options, and not just with Mosley rolling and throwing, but rolling and running.
Yeah, and that was so they would have had it at the 35 with the penalty, but that kick was so short, it went out of bounds at the 40, and so they declined the penalty and say, we'll just
take it there.
We'll take it where it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Drop snap, and Miller Mosley wisely just falls on that one. We're inside 9 minutes here in the second quarter. Does it feel like we got one more week after this and the playoffs already here?
Hard to believe.
That season just flew by, didn't it, guys?
It really did.
You know, things go fast when you're having fun, right?
We've had some blowouts and we've had some epic games.
2nd and 10. Mosley pitches it off. McPherson looking for the left edge. He's got the first down and steps out of bounds just beyond midfield, and the Saints are back in Wolves territory.
Coach Mass knows if he pitched to the wide side of the field with that young man, he's got some room, and he'll make some room.
You know, I was impressed, too. Our pregame guest, Colton Watkins, big kid, 6'3", over 300 pounds, all the way downfield, 15 yards downfield blocking.
And Steve Mass saying he might be one of the best athletes on the field. Colton Watkins at 6'3", 310. He said, there's a quarterback trapped in that body.
He did say that.
Yeah, he's talking about just how raving about his athleticism. Speaking of athleticism, here's McPherson. And McPherson goes out of bounds, and a flag comes in from the back judge. May have just seen Steve Mask was over there. Does not like the calls. This one's going against the Saints. Backs him back up to midfield. Here's Jimbo.
And had a block in the back on the offense. Repeat first down.
So first down, and let's take a look here. Yep, the two-handed shove from John Paul Vallis.
Look legit.
Yep. Spot foul, so stays first down, backs him up just the other side of the 50, first and 11. Mosley from the gun. Quarterback draw, pulls it down. Miller Mosley with that speed, and he's got a first down to around the 35-yard line. That's what Coach Derek Scott was talking about before the game. He said, boy, he looks so fast when he takes off, and that's what everybody has talked about so much when they talk about this young man and what he can do.
Yeah, I don't think that was a call in the huddle. I think he just looked downfield and didn't see the coverage he wanted and said, hey, I'll just get it myself.
Yep. He didn't like what he saw downfield, but he did like what he saw
right in front of him.
Yep.
One of the nice things about having a senior quarterback who understands the game so well.
Another guy we watch grow on the job, too.
Yep. Paget goes in motion. Pitch it back to McPherson. McPherson had Bryers leading the way with a block there, and he's down to the 30, second down.
In a minute, I think Vigor's defense is just going to have to adjust and just start calling the strong side of the defense to the field rather than following that tight end, because they are just wearing it out to the wide side with McPherson and Edmonds.
And Edmonds comes back in.
He's looked good tonight.
Oh, such an impressive specimen. Right up the middle. A big pop there in the hole. Edmonds to the 23-yard line.
Somebody got to grab some Excedrin. They still use that stuff. I'm just kind of going old school on you, but the point is, people are really smacking each other in the middle of the field.
There's some pads popping. This is a football game, not a tennis match.
No. And we knew it coming in.
McPherson with the first down.
Or Edmonds?
I'm sorry, Edmonds with the first down.
Very physical runner tonight.
Motion. Armour Davis upended in the backfield. Good penetration by the Wolves.
And they did a good job that time stringing it out, even though it was a jet sweep to the wide side of the field. Everybody stayed home, kept the shoulder square.
Yeah, that was
Julius.
Julius.
Parallel to the line and made the tackle.
Julius Horn came in.
No gainer.
Well, I think Jalen Armour Davis, we're going to see that young man, just a sophomore. We're going to see him a lot. Starts as a cornerback. We're going to see him a lot on both sides of the football the next few years for the Saints.
I've got a feeling he's going to be a big weapon on offense. Special teams.
2nd and 10. Play action again. Rolling out. Mosley has a lot of room. He'll just tuck it and run. Out in front was Austin Bryers.
Yeah, I thought Mosley should have passed at that time. Alex Williams ran an excellent route out there, kind of a stop and go to the outside. And he had his defensive back fooled completely. Didn't even know where he was. But he just wasn't comfortable to zip it in there.
I think Mosley himself may have just acknowledged that on the sideline.
Picks up 8. So 3rd and 2 coming up as the Saints move into the Papa John's delivery zone. Use promo code RIVALS. Get 2 toppings, 2 pizzas for only $7.77 each. 3rd and 2 for the Saints. Mosley to McPherson. McPherson, a handful of jersey. It was going to be dropped back at the 20-yard line. Nothing doing for McPherson. Coming in to get that one, it was Jamarcus Lewis.
Break it down, Vic.
Yeah,
what happened on that one?
He just shot the gap there and just found him in the backfield and said, hey, let me get you by your shirt tail, little one.
Well, look at Horn penetrating, too. He is up in there from his safety position, so they were trying to do everything they could.
Loss of 4, so now at 4th and 7. Ball on the 20, and the Saints will go for it as opposed to trying the 37-yard field goal. Great receivers to the top of the screen. Mosley rolls out, looks, throws that one short, and the Vigor defense comes up with a hold. and gives the ball back to their offense.
Yeah, Mosley just didn't have anyone open there, and I don't think he had enough room to scamper for the first down, so he did a good job just to elect to throw it in the dirt.
Left tackle Dillard Doggett was leaving the field for St. Paul's, really frustrated, almost like not believing that they lost yards on that big third down and ended up with nothing on this drive.
Turnover on downs, and here come the Vigor Wolves. Answered back after Saints scored 2 unanswered touchdowns to bring it to 14-13. I think Vigor's have to time out here. That looked like they didn't have the grouping right. So the Wolves.
Yeah, they were kind of confused in personnel and alignment, so they decided to go ahead and take a timeout.
All 3 timeouts. You got 4:40 left to go here in the second. You're okay to use one here, and we'll keep it here as well. And let's go back down on the sidelines, this time on the St. Paul's side of things. It's a Faulkner State Community College Educator Spotlight. Here's Ashley.
I am here with Tyler Kearns of St. Paul's High School for our Educator of the Week Spotlight. Welcome to Vigor. Welcome to Prichard Stadium.
We're excited to be here. It's been a great environment. They've done a great job of hosting this game so far, so it's been great.
And a little bit about St. Paul's. I know that y'all are growing.
Yes, absolutely. We've got a great base of students right now, and we think the biggest thing for us that's been successful is our ability to build relationships with kids. And so we try to do that on a daily basis and encourage them to take good, healthy athletic or academic risk, but also to explore whatever endeavors, whether it be fine arts or academics, athletics, spirituality, and we have a fantastic community service program that we think adds a lot of value so that they can explore whatever their interest may be.
How do you introduce that to, say, a kindergartner, just, you know, starting out her education or his education? How do you show the way, the path for them?
I think you make it about showing compassion for people and helping them understand that the world is a bigger place than they may think that it is. And I think one of the things that's really important is teaching kids to be good citizens, to be good members of their family, of their community, and to give back to their community in a way that could benefit not only themselves, but the people around them and their community as a whole.
Take that kindergartner to 12th grade. What is something that you like your St. Paul students to leave with?
I think exactly that, citizenship, the understanding that they can do great things, be good leaders, and be people of good character. We hope that when they leave us, they take that with them and they explore that, because we're preparing them for jobs that may not even be out there yet, that haven't been created. And so we're trying to give them a good, solid foundation for their future, and hopefully they explore what makes them happy and passionate for the rest of their lives.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of the school year. And by the way, guys, it is his birthday tonight. He is out here with us.
Intercepted at the 40. They were trying to go over to Charles Crawford. And Edmonds drifts over, threw it into double coverage, and I think Edmonds has got his 3rd pick of the year. B.J. Edmonds was there, but actually it might have been Smith who came on. I think the corner Smith it was Smith who came, and he's got his 2nd pick of the year.
Well, the receiver did have a step on him, but I think the quarterback just ran out of arm and couldn't get it back there. And T. Smith did a good job just locating the football and drifting over there, like Jim said, and high-pointing it and having the interception from the Saints.
And the Saints get it back at the 40. Let's watch here along the near side. And that one just kind of hung up in the air. And Crawford, who starts in the secondary, they bring him over, play wide receiver, and he goes up against Smith, and Smith comes up with a pick.
Yeah, loses out. We'll see if that one turns out to be a big turnover.
4:22. Miller Mosley takes a timeout last, and there's a flag dropped, but I think that's going to get waved off as the Saints will get the timeout in. All right, so Jimbo calls the last timeout there for the Saints, and that'll give us a chance to get our Scholastic Athlete of the Week. Actually, Athletes of the Week. Let's find out who they are here on the Game of the Week.
We are here this week with our Scholastic Athletes of the Week. We have from St. Paul's, Brett Erickson. Congratulations. I see you almost have scored that perfect score on the ACT with a 34. Do you have any plans to take it again?
No, Mom. I think that's the last time I'll be taking it.
And what are your plans after graduation?
Well, I plan to either go to Auburn, College of Charleston, or Rhodes. I'm just trying to decide now, so.
Well, on behalf of the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara, I would like to award you this plaque along with a $250 scholarship. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And we are not finished yet. We have Joshua Hill here from Vigor High School. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is something that you like to do outside of sports? You're involved in soccer, baseball, football. Do you have time for anything else?
Not too much. I just watch college football on Saturdays, go home, relax, sit on the couch.
You told me you like a little bit of shopping?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Well, on behalf of the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara, I'd like to award you this plaque and also a $250 scholarship. Congratulations.
Congratulations to those two young men there. We've talked about Joshua Hill a lot already here tonight. Vic mentioned his great score and great GPA that he's had so far here this season during his
3.6 GPA
high school career. And take a look at Brett Erickson, 3.7, 34, as Ashley mentioned, on the ACT. Also track and field. He's a Key Club member and chaplain of the senior class, going to Auburn. Early leader. Second down, McPherson to the 46-yard line, and Joshua Hill, Vigor 3.66, Vic has alluded to, football, basketball, and he's also an honor student that's shopping. Likes to go do a little shopping. Going to study mechanical engineering in Alabama State. So congratulations to Joshua, and hopefully we're calling his name a bunch more tonight. He's had a good game to start things up.
Not only was I not a member of the Key Club, but there was a radius of any Key Club meetings that I could not penetrate. It was just like, stay away.
3rd and 5. Wolves show blitz. McPherson on the left side has a hole and a first down. McPherson to the 44, and the Saints drive it again into Vigor territory.
And McPherson just racking up the yardage. His stats are going to be unbelievable here.
And so much of it to that side of the field, Big. They are running left here tonight.
Yeah, they feel comfortable over there with that group. Doggett and Parker. The big lineman up front clearing the way.
We're down to 3.5 to go here in the opening half. Saints with a 1-point advantage. Mosley gives it off. McPherson, they got him by one of those skinny ankles there. Got slowed down, and Anthony Bradley, who Vic highlighted on the pregame show, in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, he grabbed him and held him down.
McPherson checks out. Not just the 1-2 punch. McPherson, All-Stater goes over. Then you bring B.J. Edmonds in.
And Edmonds looks really good tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, this is as good as I've seen him at running back.
Paget goes in motion. Edmonds the middle, and he's got another Vigor first down. You see a lot of the pink on the field. You see B.J. Edmonds using his pink towel there.
Also using his feet very well.
Yeah.
Getting through those holes.
We'll have a
running
special,
with authority.
We'll have a special story coming up at halftime that you won't want to miss. Ashley Pope's been over in Spanish Fort this past week, and we'll bring that to you coming up at the half. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Edmonds slowed up in the backfield, but still able to drive ahead up to the 28-yard line. Marshall Harris wrapped him up high to bring him down.
Yeah, that time he did a good job of setting the edge, but then he just makes a little cut inside of the edge and able to pick up some positive yardage.
Picks up 5. And the Saints down to the 29-yard line here.
With these two these two running backs, the important thing I think is going to be the backside linebacker playing inside out, following up on him.
Mosley fakes, looking over the middle, and he was trying to come to the sophomore Oliver Willman.
That was good disciplined defense there by the Vigor Wolves that time. Had the coverage set, had everything up front set with the 7 guys up front. He wasn't able to break outside of the pocket. They made him pull up right there, and the safety was on top of the receiver running that post route.
Yeah, that was Earl Scott, just a sophomore back there on the coverage. And Mosley didn't try to force it in either. Just kind of threw it out in front, didn't try to get it in there where it could be trouble, and a turnover down deep.
My guy or nobody.
Yeah, well, nothing can beat that experience that you can have at a quarterback, having a senior quarterback there.
3rd down and 5. Quarterback draw, Mosley right up the middle. He has the first down, and Whitfield helps him get more. As Darius Whitfield, boy, just had to extend those arms out there, and that got about another 12 on the play for Mosley.
Yeah, you can take a look at it right here. That guy's going to be grading a lot of people on the next level. Oh, good shove right there. You know, didn't have to do anything special, but just give him a little push and set him down, huh, Dan?
Yeah, and he knows that with Mosley and his speed that he's probably on his backside at this point.
Yeah,
right?
That's all I need to do.
It was a called play. It was a called draw, so he knew what his job was.
Saints in the Papa John's delivery zone. They give it off. McPherson trying to get the outside, and he'll be shut down. Hey, talking about the Saints moving here in the Papa John's delivery zone, I'm watching the Bears on Sunday. They get to the 19 after a punt turnover, and I just thought to myself, they're in the Papa John's delivery zone. I texted Jared. I said, that's when you're just thinking about it too much.
And if whoever the play-by-play guy did not bring it up, he's probably serving a one-game suspension. Papa John don't play.
McPherson in the backfield. They pitch it to him. McPherson dropped in the backfield for a loss. Great penetration. Again coming in there, Jamarcus Smith to make the stop, his 11th tackle for a loss this season.
Yeah, Jamarcus, it wasn't on the starting lineup, but I tell you what, he's making a very good case to be on there next week, right?
Yeah, he is. And the rest of this game.
Mosley was trying to...
He clocked it on top of the defender's head.
Yeah,
I've never seen that one.
Trying to get that one clocked because the Saints were out of timeouts. And while we wait for Beaverstock to try the PAT, all right, Ashley talked about the state championships, 5 between them. 2 different coaches have done it for each school. Name the 2 coaches who led Vigor to the state championship and the 2 who have led St. Paul's to the state title.
Well, I've got 2 of them.
Well, you're 50%, Vic.
I think we're going to have this one.
27-yard attempt from Beaverstock, the sophomore, and he's got it. Yeah, and the sophomore, we've seen him make some big kicks on Friday nights here as a freshman last year.
But that might be a big one, too.
Moves it to 17-13 in favor of the St. Paul Saints. Vigor's defense, good job shutting down McPherson there.
Finally at the end.
Yeah, that drive to hold him to just 3 points.
Yeah, he drove him down the field to get him in position for it. The 2 running plays, definitely, as well as the quarterback doing some good scampers as well.
I think you brought up a good point, Vic. I think that they're really, really in good hands going into the playoffs. St. Paul's at the quarterback position.
No doubt.
Mosley just looks like the job fits him very well. And
well, he didn't lose a football game all last year, right?
Good point.
Hey, I do want to mention here, we got another emailer coming in, Caroline Ashby. She thanked us for the recognition of that 1988 team who is in Mobile Sports, the Mobile Sports Hall of Fame.
The entire group.
Yep,
she
this year.
Yep, we'll talk about that. We'll finish that off in just a second here as Lacey takes the bouncing kick, and Lacey, the big running back for the Wolves, gets out to the far side, and they'll let the clock run out, and that'll bring the half to a close. Just wanted to say that her brother-in-law, Frank Doan, was the wide receiver coach on that 1988 team. He is still on the Vigor teaching faculty here. He's done it for 36 years, and he loves Vigor, and he coached the 1988 Wolf team and the Wolves team, and he said that was the highlight of his time here at Vigor, and 36 years on the faculty. And thanks to Caroline for watching, and thanks for Coach Frank Doan for teaching and coaching these young men here at Vigor.
What a great story.
Yeah.
What a great story of loyalty and love for his community and for his school.
Yeah, and to add on to that, Bradley Craig was on that team, and he's been here ever since he finished his career at Memphis coaching on the team, and he's here now tonight.
So we're going to get...
Yeah, he was a defensive back.
All right, they put 2 seconds left on the... They put 2 seconds back on the clock here. So they'll bring in, see if they put Rogers, they'll bring Rogers back in at quarterback here. See if he heaves it up. They got Hill in the slot. They haven't really tried to go to Frederick Adams. He's on the outside of the bottom of your screen, 6'3".
Here may be his invitation.
Yeah, I thought we'd see him a little bit more involved.
Yeah, Cameron Williams comes in on the other side as well. And Rogers just going to pull it down and run. Brandon Rogers up the middle of the field, still on his feet. Rogers slipped and fell down. How electrifying is he?
Yeah, there, and you saw the smoke again.
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
Rogers gets stopped there, but good half of football here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week, 17-13.
Yeah, he looks like the road runner and the coyote out there in the desert.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He sure does. And the Saints have the lead.
I didn't think Jim looked at cartoons, though, when he's a little boy. I thought he's probably practicing his fishing off the back porch.
Let's set it down. Ashley had to make the run across the dusty field to catch up with head coach Steve Mask, and she's got him over on the St. Paul sidelines.
Smile. Be serious. Okay. Coach Bass, tell us the play of the offensive line right now.
Well, they've obviously got us in the game, because without them, we've been in some serious trouble. We haven't done a very good job of substituting. That's a lot on me. A stupid defensive call by me to give a post route down here. Was in the coverage without a free safety guessing with them. But, you know, our kids, give them a lot of credit. 17-13. And I told everybody coming in this thing that Rogers was going to be a difference. I think he's at the game, as you can tell.
How do you contain Brandon right now?
Yeah, I contain. You know, got to play your technique and get people they're supposed to be and do a better job of coaching.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Coach Steve Mask talking with Ashley there on our orthopedic group sideline reports. As at the end of tonight's game, we'll give you some players of the week. I think Brandon Rogers already maybe has his name etched in there. But every week we give out the Tank Brown Award for the player of the week. Last week we were at McGill, and McGill with the win over Murphy in that wild game. And my favorite parking attendant son, Larry Rembert, the player of the game, had a great night receiving for the McGill 2 with the Yellow Jackets.
When he zigged, the defense zagged. He was able to make these spin moves like you see along the baseline in basketball, and he would always make the right one.
Well, the coaches always say, hey, just throw it out there and let him play. Well, he played.
He's one of those guys, right?
Yeah. You know, he's real simple play. You just toss the ball, make one little spin move.
Watch this one right here. Whoop.
He's behind the defense already.
150 yards receiving on the night. Had the touchdown as well. And Larry Rembert, our player of the week from McGill. Here's another look at that touchdown. And tonight we'll have 3 players that we can give you a chance to vote for. Go to local15tv.com, click on the high school football game of the week, and you'll be able to vote for our Advanced Collision player of the game. And we'll take a timeout. Don't forget, stick around. When we come up, we've got a very special story from Ashley Pope, a very heartwarming story that's taking place over on the Eastern Shore. We'll have that for you coming up right after this. (17-13) our score at the half here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week, our Pepsi halftime show. And we've got a special story to tell you about here. And over on the Eastern Shore, a tragic story, yet a very heartwarming story taking place. And Ashley Pope, our sideline reporter, has been following it. She spent the last week over in Spanish Fort to bring it to you here at the half.
High school football. It is what all communities come together for on Friday nights. But for this Spanish Fort community, they're coming together for more than just that. Rob Milan, the athletic trainer of the Toros, is currently fighting on 2 teams with 2 completely different game plans. Last month, his wife, Jamie, was diagnosed with a rare form of cervical cancer. And it is with her story we are able to capture the awareness of this painful disease and also follow her in her new day-to-day life routine and see how this community has become their first string of support.
We actually met in graduate school. We had a class together, and then come to find out we lived at the same apartment complex. So after we started hanging out and talking, we realized we were just a few buildings from each other.
And as soon as I got here, fell in love with the community. We were, actually living in Mobile at the time, and I was making a commute every day, but within 3 or 4 months, it was, Jamie, we need to move over here. This place is awesome. Jamie went in for a 10-month follow-up appointment. She was having a little bit of pain in her low back and didn't think much of it. But with Dr. Scalisi, our doctor, wanted to make sure that it wasn't anything.
And did a few biopsies that confirmed, unfortunately, that her tumor had come back. And, on a better look at the pathology this time around and what we've got now, it is a little more of an aggressive and rare type of tumor than we were dealing with before.
Really, when I'd get the phone call from the doctor and they say, we want you to come in, then that's when you really start thinking, you can't help but think of the worst, but we have hope for the best, and everything does happen for a reason, and we'll get through it. I've always believed that God will never put us through anything we cannot handle.
During that time, it was very emotional, especially when I was away from her. I was very emotional. Scared for her, scared for us, and you can't help but think the worst. I remember when I called Coach Blackman and told him for the first time, and it was very shortly after I found out. I was very emotional at the time, and he said, let's pray.
I was disheartened, concerned for them and their family. Just started praying for them and, doing anything I can to promote the awareness. And, it's such a grave disease that, a lot of people suffer from it. And when you have somebody that you work with day in and day out and means so much to your program, it kind of hits home.
The first thing that I normally think of isn't to necessarily pray about it, although, my faith has grown so much stronger through all of this. It's what I needed. That was exactly what I needed. I needed to put it in the Lord's hands and know that He was going to take care of it.
My motto through everything, even since the beginning, is let's do this. And that will continue to be my motto until I hear those words, there's no more cancer.
Well, the game plan is to take it one day at a time. It's you can get very easily overwhelmed with thinking about the big picture or when we're going to finish and that sort of thing. So taking it one day at a time and literally waking up and saying, today's a new day, let's go. We're going to get it.
Trying to continue to keep everything as normal as I can. If I wake up and feel great, then I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna get out and walk the dogs, cook dinner, do everything I can that I would do before this. But if I'm not feeling well, then that's part of it. And I know there'll be rough days, and I'll just do what I can on those days I'm not feeling well.
Most of the time with these tumors, we do see them in young women. Who have been taking care of themselves, who, are doing all the right things. And it's just one of those cancers that really doesn't discriminate. She's undergoing a combination of chemotherapy and radiation. And both of those things, this is one of those rare tumors where we don't have the benefit of a lot of data, a lot of clinical trials over many years like we do with some of the more common variety of cervical cancers.
For me, the biggest thing that has been a shock are the students. I mean, these are high school kids. A lot of them have no idea who I am. A lot of them may know Rob. But just them wanting to donate money. I mean, so many of them don't have jobs. They're in high school, but still to want to give at least a little bit to us. And really for me, Sarah Lynn high school students, for that one student, Spencer Mitchell, to come up with the idea to raise money for us, oh gosh, it made me cry. I was just amazed at this high school student who wanted to come up with this idea and just give us some money that it'll just help us in any way possible.
Our community as a whole, you know, we're doing so many things to try to help them in their fight. You know, our school raised over $1,300 for them in one day. You know, what Saraland did after the Saraland game, that was like the first week we found out about it. I mean, that was just, you know, a class act.
The community has come together. I mean, they're preparing meals for us. They've got a bank account at a bank here in town. There's a GoFundMe account set up online. I mean, and then the fundraiser coming up at Trattoria Pizza that I can't wait for.
It's hard to put into words what it means. It brings tears to my eyes sometimes, just hearing how so many people want to help us out in any way. And with the benefit at Trattoria's, it just shows how much so many people care. And the love, support, the prayers we have received, it's just so overwhelming. It's just amazing to me. And all I can hope for is we can turn around and help someone else that may be in a similar situation that we are. Through all of this, I haven't wanted the attention on me. I want the attention about the way the community has helped us and the amazing doctors that I have. I'm so thankful for all of them. So really just getting the awareness out there and using my stories.
Raising awareness, you know, we are empowered when we know what we're looking for. And part of the problem with GYN cancers in general, and specifically cervical cancer, is this taboo, this stigma that, you know, if you've got a problem below the belt, you don't talk about it. You brush it under the rug, you don't tell anybody about it, and you just deal with it. Combined with, you know, an area of the country where we're not the greatest when it comes to access to care, especially in rural areas and in areas where there aren't a lot of physicians, there's not a lot of community programs to raise awareness. You know, you add a hush-hush type of problem with a lack of awareness and no education, and it's a perfect storm.
She's got my heart, she's got my soul. Whatever she needs is gonna happen. Whatever I have to do, you know, you just, like it's been said before, you know, you move mountains. And you get it done regardless of the situation, regardless of what she's going through. I'm gonna be that rock that's right there.
The main thing I'm looking forward to is just hearing those words from my doctor. We got it, there's no more cancer. And it would definitely be a load lifted off of our shoulders when we hear those words, however long it may be.
A story no one wants to tell, but as soon as you start to tell it or see it, you're emotionally invested in the story, and you were deep in it all week. I mean, what's your takeaway?
You know, it's like I was talking about earlier with the Vigor students. They're out here on the field showing us that's what we see, but we don't know what's going on the inside. With Jamie and Rob, they didn't want the attention. She did not want to be on camera, but I was able to convince her, and she told her story. And what people don't know, we all have friends and relatives that have been touched by cancer, but it's the day-to-day life that we do. We work full-time, and then boom, we have cancer, and we're in chemo 8 hours a day. Having the friends and the support, that's the awareness, and just the community of Spanish Fort has been tremendous. it's just amazing.
Well, the key question now we all want to know is what's the very latest and how is she?
Well, actually, this week she started her second round of chemo. Unfortunately, based on some blood tests, I talked with her today. She was not able to start chemo the second round. It'll be next week. So she has about a couple more rounds of chemo and just waiting for it to get to the end and move on.
Oh, boy, we are thank you for telling the story, and everybody keep her in our thoughts. Coming up, we'll get you back to football. Maybe not as, it doesn't feel quite as important after you watch that, but it is the game of the week. Halftime score 17-13. It's St. Paul's leading Vigor. We'll come back to get you ready for third quarter action after this. Halftime score 17-13. St. Paul's has the lead over Vigor. Both teams get ready to come back out on the field. We'll get you ready for the third quarter coming up right after this on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week on UTV 44. Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week, and we're ready to start quarter number 3 with a high kick. Beaverstock sent us to the far side. That one was bobbled momentarily and still in the hands of Charles Crawford, who reverses his field, and then B.J. Edmonds with one arm slings him down. Up at the 34-yard line, Ashley Pope caught up with Derek Scott as he came back onto the field after the half.
Coach Scott was very brief and said, it's everything. We have to work on everything. He is proud of how his team did perform in the first half, but he said there's a whole other half to this game. But let's back it up during the week. He says that his team is known for their run, and that's what he wants to see more of tonight. So we may be seeing it very shortly.
Now, we haven't seen much of Lacey.
No, I mean, he's not even really gotten the opportunities much, the big tailback.
And on cue, he does here, and he's up to the 38-yard line as we look at the stats from the first half. See the total yards there way in favor of St. Paul's, and on the other side, most of that, Dan, came at the hands of Brandon Rogers.
Yeah, considering if you take into account rushing, receiving, and also kick returns, he's got 163 total yards.
See McPherson, 84 yards in the first half there. Mosley just 2 of 5 for 81 yards. A lot of those coming on the long touchdown pass to Paget. And now the Wolves back out here. Taylor looking to throw over the middle, wide open. Edmonds ends up with the interception. Edmonds was the only one around there. They tried to go to Adams, and I don't know if Adams maybe broke off the route a little bit, but Edmonds was there, and he was all by himself to come up with his third interception of the season.
Jim, you read it right. Adams just kind of geared down right there in the middle of the field. He was wondering whether the quarterback was sacked, I guess, and yeah, BJ just jumped up there and said, hey, I'll take it.
He throws a little underneath. He's got Adams by himself there.
He does.
Second.
Yeah. I don't know, but I think he was thinking he should be still going in
Adams wasn't where Adams wasn't where he thought he was going to be.
Second turnover in the last 3 possessions by the Vigor Wolves. And you get one play and you give it right back to the Saints, who lead by 4. McPherson on the left side tried to bounce it to the outside. And another great job by Joshua Hill wrapping him up and bringing it down.
Yeah, awesome job right there. Just coming off his block. When the running back shows, you get off your block, stick your face in there and make the tackle. And that's exactly what he did. Kept his shoulders square, comes to you, and just go out there and make the tackle.
McPherson earned those 84 yards in the first half. They didn't come in big chunks.
No, and he had a couple of negative plays that added into that too and took away some of those yards.
Second and 10. Mosley right back to McPherson on the left side, and McPherson stood up by Hill once again, and he'll get just a couple.
Yeah, Josh is busy right there now. Where they say he's a dynamic player, honor student, and all of that. He's putting some honor out there on the football field.
We get a Vigor game in the postseason. I'm just guessing who you might highlight in the pregame show.
Yeah, you know I love those defensive players, and Joshua is making a point to get the highlight in the beginning.
3rd and 6 for the Saints. Williams, the senior receiver, to the top of the screen. Paget to the bottom in motion. Comes Eaton. Mosley rolls the side looking, nobody open, now fires it into traffic, and it's broken up. Good coverage back there by Bradley, the linebacker. He'll knock that one away. And the Vigor Wolves force a 3 and out here.
Yeah, who does a good job on this is Jamarcus Smith there. He makes him pull up, not get a chance to continue to drift out there and break outside of the pocket and find a receiver now rather than later.
And the pads were popping. That was Smith.
Yes.
That we heard his collision as he was keeping everything to the inside.
Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do out there at that outside back.
Rogers and Crawford back to receive. Low punt. Bounces, and it goes off the hands of Rogers, and he picks it up. Now 2 flags all the way back to the 20. And Rogers will be brought down. And now a 3rd flag comes in.
Well, I think the 3rd guy looks at the first 2 and say, what'd y'all see?
The flag was up. There's one at the 47, one at the 44, and then one down at the 32. All
there they are.
Right in a row.
They flew way in the air, too. They were like inflated.
Yeah. And Rogers was going to let it bounce, and then they just can't do it. Those return guys, they just can't. They can't help themselves.
No, and if you're Rogers,
you want it,
why would you?
So they get it in his hands, and he wants it in his hands, but then mishandled it and had to go back and pick it up. And by that time, the Saints were bearing down. Now here's Jimbo Perez to sort us out. Attaboy, Jimbo.
During the kick, we have a hold. That penalty is declined. During the run, we got a block in the back on the return team. That penalty is accepted from the end of the run. First down.
So they'll mark it off, and this will go all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Look like they're going to have great field position with the ball landing in Rogers' hands. You don't know what's going to happen, and now the complete reverse.
Yeah, all the way backed up.
First down, real back.
Yeah, they're going to have to set up shop deep in their own territory, way behind the sticks, if you will, if it wasn't first down.
Just a bad break, bad play altogether for Vigor.
Yeah. Back to the 10, and they give the middle as Kendrick Moore comes in to get his first carry of the night, and Moore, the senior, gets it up to the 19-yard line. He'll actually back it up to the 18, so a good 8-yard pickup, and Moore show some explosiveness on his first carry.
I agree.
Second and 3, they give it back to him. He dances in the middle. And he'll push it up to the 20s, be close to a Vigor first down. Let's go back on the sideline. Let's get another educator spotlight from Faulkner State Community College. And Ashley going to talk a little Vigor Wolves education.
That is right, and we have a special Vigor Wolf with us, Mayor Troy Ephraim of Prichard. Welcome.
Thank you so very much. Great night for high school football.
It definitely is. Tell us a little bit about a program that Vigor is very proud of, the Ambassador Program.
It's a phenomenal program. It sort of mirrors civics and government, what we do in government and City Hall every day, but it gives the youth in our high schools an opportunity to be familiar with what is government, how does it fit, how do you fit into it, the laws of the land, the simple things that sometimes the kids don't realize where they're breaking the law. So it sort of parallels the government courses, the civics courses, and it gives them an opportunity to get a better understanding of what it means to be a formidable citizen in the city of Prichard, a very positive, productive citizen, and someone who understands the laws and contributes to making sure that the communities are healthy, whole, and they're positive by going about day-to-day life.
And I know that you mentioned that you're able to actually contribute to that program as the mayor and actually, tell these kids what it's all about.
Well, we realize that a lot of our youth aren't as knowledgeable about the things that are important to us. The education is the key. And when you get a chance to let the kids know about things that they weren't quite familiar with or didn't really know about, it helps them realize how they fit into it. And one thing you can say about kids, they don't know that you care until you tell them how much you care and how you express to them what their role is in the community, how they fit into it, and that they matter, and that they're important, and that they're our future. And when they see that tie-in, then the light comes on, then they're excited, then you have the buy-in, and then you start building your future through your youth, and that's what the whole purpose is.
That is very correct. We appreciate it tonight, and hopefully you have a relaxing night and enjoy the game.
Great game. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
The mayor was watching and liking Joshua Lacey there with a 40-yard rip-off, and they have flipped the field, and now the Viger Wolves got it all the way down to 22.
Lacey didn't like coming out of the game.
You're right.
Woke him up.
A little fire under the senior. And the Wolves are driving. Taylor rolling out. Johnson after him. Steps away. Runs into his own man. And then Johnson's going to get help on the sack as Huff able to come and finish him off back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, good play by Bryce Huff out there to contain him.
Johnson was the first one back there giving chase, and those long arms just slipped on the dry field. And then couldn't get away from Jamarcus Brown up front, and then Huff there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's where you play it. Going back to the educator spotlight, my good friend Troy Ephraim grew up down the street from me, played a lot of games in the street football against Troy. He was always very fast, but he never wanted to play on. Well, he played a little bit at McGill. I'll take that back. Good guy. Doing some great things out here in my hometown.
Pulling it down is Rogers as he's back in the Wildcat, and Rogers up to the 26. It's the first time they've kind of limited him when he's had the ball in his hands.
Yeah. Boy, what a crazy drive so far.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, they start out in the shadow of their own goalpost, and a few plays later, they're driving all the way down past the St. Paul's 20, and then they're going backwards again.
Yeah, had the big completion, and then they had Lacey with a big run, and here's Rogers. He's looking to throw it. Instead, he'll just pull it down, and boy, he has got a burst and stays on his feet, and he's got the first down for the Viger Wolves.
Lowered the shoulder as well at the end of that run to finish it, to pick up the extra 3 yards. I didn't think he was going to pass at all. I wasn't buying it, guys.
Yeah, and there's just too much space in front of him, and look at the power he shows in the grit to get the first down. We talked about his elusiveness, but that's something different right there.
And that young man knows his feet is going to be his moneymaker, not his arm.
Rogers puts the Wolves in the Papa John's delivery zone, topping 2 pizzas, $7.77 each. Use the promo code RIVALS. 4 first downs on this drive for Vigor. They had 1 in the first half.
Wow. Says a lot right there.
Just the explosive plays. That's how they're living and dying at the moment. But yeah, this drive here is a sustaining drive.
Now Taylor goes under center. We'll see the eye. They fake it. Huff giving chase. Taylor floats it to the corner of the end zone. He just overthrew it as he was trying to get it to Jamarcus Smith.
Yeah, the defensive end.
Yep.
Yeah, he was late on that one, didn't get his feet set, and just kept running, and didn't feel comfortable to set up and throw it early where he had him wide open. Gave the defensive time to catch back up with him.
2nd and goal from the 10. Vigor with a chance to take the lead in this game right here.
And they're kind of not making it easy on themselves. They'll have explosive plays, and then they'll have misfires and losses
of yardage.
Yeah.
Lacey in the backfield. He's got big Terrence Smith to block for him. Lacey offset behind. They fake it to him, and now Taylor wants to keep it, looking to throw. Gets away from Huff, still on his feet, up the sideline, and gets upended back at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think that was a busted play there. Somebody went the wrong way or wasn't on the same page with him. It's back for one.
Yeah, Lacey.
He just used his athleticism to escape big 55 Bryce Huff and try to make something positive out of it.
How about the Christopher Skipworth, the big 325-pounder, pulling out on that play? It was going to the right.
He did indicate that was the way it was going.
Yeah.
It didn't.
So I would have liked to see a run sequence right there.
Yeah, 3rd and goal from the 10 to Lacey. Pitch it back off. Rogers goes up the middle, and he'll get down to the 5, and 4th and goal coming up. That was the big play we saw the 75-yard run on the first possession for the Wolves, and this time when Rogers cuts it back, the Saints are there. 4th and goal from the 5. Coming up, they're going to send out the field team, Christian Bethel.
I think that's a good decision at this point.
Well, it's a good decision if you can make it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, if
it's always the case.
Yeah, but if you have the confidence in the snap, in the hold, and the kick.
Yeah, Cameron Williams.
Well, they do practice these special teams, so you hope to be successful on them.
Cameron Williams is the holder. Now, he started the year playing quarterback for this Wolves team. Just saying.
Good point.
Bethel for the 23-yard attempt. And he's caught it.
Yeah.
It's worth 3 whether it's good. It goes through by a little or a lot.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great kick by Bethel, and he had pressure right in his face, too. And that's why he upped his step and kicked it quicker.
Thought it was offsides myself.
Makes it a 17-16 game. The Wolves within 1 on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week. Vigor Wolves get 3 out of that drive that started all the way back at their own 10-yard line. It's Derek Scott, first-year head coach of the Wolves. He's been around a long time. Assistant coach some high-profile places, including here at Vigor.
Yeah, way back, and then for years with Todd Watson down at Foley.
Yep.
Real pleasant guy to visit with before the game.
Great guy to hang with.
Well, Vic, you talked to his twin brother for 30 minutes, and you liked him, too. You didn't realize you weren't talking to Derek at that point.
Exactly, yeah.
The Lacey will kick off for the Wolves here, who have cut the lead to 1. And we were just talking, don't want to overlook the kick by Bethel. You were mentioning there, Dan. Pressure right on him and had to hurry to get it off.
Yeah, like Vic said, that might have been offsides. He got in there so quickly. And again, this is, not something that Vigor's done well for years. Yeah.
Kick comes out of bounds, and Scott was, the call we saw in the Alabama game, roughing the snapper.
Yeah.
Scott was kind of talking about that on the sidelines. Ashley was saying he was talking to the official about that during the break, that he was complaining about that. He thought that his snapper got hit, which you can't do.
Well, good work by Ashley, and you're right. I didn't even think about that. And was it offsides? Was it that? That's a big change of events. If it's called the roughing. It'd be first and goal. Yeah, first and goal.
Yep, they kick it out of bounds, so it comes back to the 35. Got an email in for us from Ashley Burrell. She says, how long have y'all been hosting the game? So Dan and I have been doing it 15 years in Mobile, 10 on UTV 44, and then Quijas pulls off the free agent signing of all signings to get Lockett in the booth with us. I don't know how it happened.
He's regretting every minute of it.
I don't think so. Is McPherson up to the 29. And Ashley also, she says, who is your favorite team this season? Be honest. And I can speak, we root for a good game or a good story.
Yeah.
With that, I would say the 2 teams, as we have an injured player on the field here, we'll
check his number and pray that he's A-okay and nothing serious.
Yeah, I think that's Vincent Fair. Just quickly sat up here.
But we like all the teams.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to touch the team
like
thing.
you said, we like to see it be a competitive football game.
I would say a few of the teams that we really enjoyed seeing this year, Blunt Leopards, Spanish Fort Toros.
No doubt.
I mean, those 2. I think McGill, the way they have come around. I mean, that's been...
Those are 3 teams that are at the top of their game this year to this point, for sure.
Which we'll likely be seeing again in the playoffs.
Yep.
But
right.
we just really like a good competitive game, see the kids play a clean game, and just give good effort.
And, you got a team right here in St. Paul's. They're defending the 5A state championship. Now, they had a hiccup up on the road in Jackson.
Yep.
But, man.
I wouldn't call it a hiccup. Jackson has been tripping a lot of people.
You're right. You're right. Good point.
Thanks to Ashley for emailing. That's 2 female emailers we've had here. And I told y'all. And the sophomore, Jalen Armour Davis. Do you think there's any chance they had his number dialed up for that play? As he was at the 50 before it was snapped and the ball was on the 40.
Yeah, and I think he was going deep.
It wasn't a comeback route?
I don't think it was.
False start on the offense. Remains second down.
He was going so fast, it'd be almost physically impossible to come back.
Backs up the Saints, and we'll have 2nd and 7.
Hey, here we go. It's really a lot of this right now on this Vigor defense. Can they hold St. Paul's down and keep this score just a 1-point game?
17-16 Saints with the lead. Mosley fakes the toss, sets up, has time, now drifts out, throws this one into coverage, and it's a great one-handed grab by the sophomore Jared Eaton.
Wow. The way that hung up there, I thought it was going to be an interception, but he just kind of put on a little burst at the last second, sticks one hand out there and pulls it in.
One of those young guys they really like on the outside, Eaton, and watch this right here. Holy smokes.
We've got to hold that one for the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, 31 yards.
Not just a great play, but a big play.
Yeah, and I thought Mosley did a great job to set his feet and make the throw because he was drifting out to the left, but took him the time to right himself. McPherson to the 29-yard line.
Still working McPherson to the wide side of the field. You know, Coach Mass kind of a conservative coach. He'd rather run, set up the pass, and I think he's been successful with it here tonight.
Yeah.
In the run, set up the pass.
Yeah,
and it helps having number 2.
You can also set up the quarterback draw. You can spread everything out and do that.
Utilize that as well.
Yep, and now they're going to go I formation, power I.
I love it.
Briers in at fullback. They give it to McPherson. And McPherson is wrapped up by Marshall Harris.
First time they've stopped that counter trey tonight, though, Dan.
I know. The counter trey's been the one, and they blocked so well. And on that one, finally, Vigor sniffs it out. And, man, a very physical play at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good job by Derek Scott and his coaches, maybe at the halftime, figuring that out and saying to the players, look, this is how you stop that thing.
More than X's and O's, too, when you're playing against McPherson, Jim, because he's coming at you. And you don't have to just be there. You've got to be there and get ready to make a stop.
In a hurry.
Yep.
Jake Evans, the linebacker, now comes in at fullback in front of B.J. Edmonds. Edmonds goes on the right side on 3rd down. It's going to be short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down from the 24.
Evans couldn't wait to square up his man. Really a good block by the linebacker. I had a feeling if they put him in there and used as a good middle linebacker, he can play fullback. That was a great job by Evans.
Running that little tight pitch like LSU likes to run.
Yep.
4th and a long yard here for the Saints as we're inside a minute to go in the 3rd. Mosley gives it off. Edmonds up the middle, and Edmonds has the 1st down. And Edmonds, you thought he had the stutter step like he was going to do the big leap and dive over the line, but instead saw the hole opened up and grinds out the 1st down.
Yeah, the dam broke at the last minute, and the water just gushed out, and he's at the end of it.
Yeah, and BJ's really running with a lot of authority tonight. Nothing, and not a whole lot of dancing, really.
Well, his coach looks like they're having some confidence in him by the way they're lining up, and they're saying, look, we're about to run the football. We're coming to the right side. We got the tight end over there. We got a wing over there. And get ready, strap it on.
Now they'll have he and McPherson in there. They put Edmonds.
Edmonds at fullback right there.
Yeah, they didn't get the playoff. That's going to be a delay of game against the Saints.
Well, I assume we got the clock working now. I noticed.
Good ball. Delay game.
I think
I stopped keeping up with it since they said it wasn't working in the 1st half, but they got it going now in the 2nd half.
I don't think it's going. No, it's still not going.
Keeping it on the field.
Yeah, and that seemed like a quick.
It did. And I didn't see a ref raise his hand to alert them. They were at 5 or 10 seconds. They just threw the flag.
Steve Mask not happy with that on the far side as backs up the Saints to 1st and 15 from the 24. Mosley, hard count, fakes pressure on it, rolls out to the right, able to get Edmonds out of the back, and he trips up.
Ooh, hope he's okay.
He's holding.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it looked like his cleat kind of caught in the grass there, and he was about to accelerate. My spray is nothing serious on this.
He's in a lot of pain, guys.
And he pointed to his left knee right away.
Yeah, that was not good. Not good.
And we've seen that happen from time to time and not had great results, but let's hope this is one of those times it's going to be a great result.
You hate those non-contact injuries when you see.
He got a lot of green in front of him.
He's not thinking about that right now.
No doubt. Yeah, he was about to put it in that 2nd gear and just really sprint up the field, and kind of got caught there. Great sportsmanship by both teams, taking a knee as well. And while the injured player,
you know, he tripped before the injury. You could see he had both of his feet were together and tripped, and that caused him to. That's what caused him to land awkwardly. Yeah,
awkwardly on his left.
Yeah, he's up on his feet. Hopefully, that's a good sign.
Yeah, thank God to see that. Looks like he's coming off on his own power. The second look looks like a little bit of a hyperextension there.
That's what I thought too. Well,
but it doesn't feel good either way.
No, it doesn't feel good, but this feels a whole lot better to us to see this, the young guy walking off on his own, because the alternative would have been needing a lot of help to be transported anywhere. So
Big Whitfield is looking at him there, knows he like to have his teammate out there so he can make some room for him.
So that will be our final play here of the third quarter as well, and we'll keep you updated on B.J. Edmonds. 17-16, fourth quarter action coming up right after this. Ready to start the fourth quarter here in the Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Ashley Pope on the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck, Brian Aaron, our statistician. 2nd and 5 for the Saints as they're down deep in the Vigor red zone, and up to the 10-yard line goes McPherson. Saints in the Papa John's delivery zone. And 3rd and about a yard coming up. Vigor has really made the Saints earn it. I mean, they have made them sustain drives.
Other than that busted coverage play they have.
Yeah, competitive game.
Now Noah Michael, the linebacker, comes in as an extra blocker to the bottom of your screen.
Here where they may trick it.
They go to the right, and McPherson is hit and driven back, but he's still on his feet, and he's going to have the first down.
Well, if you didn't believe what I said in the pregame, that he just keeps on pushing his legs until the play is completely over.
I thought Coach Mass was going to try to trick him there, because, you know, every time he's lined up in that formation, it's been what you see. But this time, I thought he was going to pull a rabbit out of his hat here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, keep it and go around the end.
Yeah.
Melo Mosley.
Yep, I was thinking that the same thing, but this Vigor team, even as quick as Mosley is,
they have caught him, huh?
Yeah, they can keep you pinned in. Great job on McPherson getting the first down.
Yeah, keeping the legs driving.
Padgett and Ballast, the receivers. Go right back to McPherson. He had a little hole there, and it quickly closed down, and Jamarcus Lewis there to wrap him up. 2nd and goal coming up from the 6.
And Jamarcus Smith turning him inside. I tell you what, they have got him coached up at that defensive end. Don't let him outside.
Smith, as many plays as Smith has made in getting the stop, he's made more of them
assisting,
making sure everything was
preventing a big play.
Yeah, preventing.
Drive it right back in. Right. Tex Rivals to Papa John's. Get 2 pizzas for $7.77 each. They give it off to Eaton. Eaton trying to go horizontal, and that's not going to work.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about there. This Vigor defense can stretch you out with their speed and athleticism.
I think that's possibly that's what Mask was thinking about on that big 3rd down.
All right, let's get another orthopedic group sideline report. Ashley's got an update on B.J. Edmonds.
That's right, guys. They seem to say he is okay. The athletic trainer said that he just hyperextended the knee. It scared him of how he came down on it, but everything felt fine, and Coach Mass said, get up, let's get back in the game.
Oh, that is great news on all levels for that young man.
Yeah, big news.
3rd and goal for the Saints. And the Wolves were showing blitz, and there was a flinch up front from the Saints.
Okay, so the first game we did this year was St. Paul's and
Alma
Bryant, and the Saints had a bunch of penalties in that game, and we just thought, well, first game of the year, you know?
Yeah.
And again tonight,
More than you're accustomed to seeing.
Really much more than you're accustomed to seeing. And Mask mentioned it at halftime, and I know there's going to be a drumbeat of mentions in the film room, Vic.
Yeah, you want to give a little credit to this defense. They're big, strong, and fast.
Yeah.
Them linebackers coming up there sugaring. They even make Big Whitfield kind of do a second look.
You're right. But they've also had a lot of unforced errors.
Yeah, yeah.
3rd and goal from the 11.
Definitely uncharacteristic of St. Paul's.
Vigor showing blitz again. Mosley, pressure coming. They dump it out of the backfield to McPherson. He's got some room on the near side and goes to cut and lost his footing right back at the 11. Charles Crawford there to make the stop. Crawford looked a little shaken up at the end of that play, and 4th down, and they'll have to bring Wilson Beaverstock on to kick here.
That was a good job by McPherson just to gather that thing in. Looked like it was a little high for him being at 5'8", but he went up there and got it and turned it upfield like the coaches want you to do.
Yeah, a lot of credit to this Vigor defense, though, holding them right there.
Yeah.
This will be a 27-yard attempt for Beaverstock. He's 1 for 1 tonight.
And here again, St. Paul's having personnel issues. Certainly not what you're used to seeing out of this group.
Trying to get Huff in there. Let's see if they get this one off.
Wow.
And now this time it's going to be Vigor.
Well, each group's pointing at each other. So
yeah.
We'll leave
Darius
P-Rez to sort it out, huh?
No, it's going to be against the Saints, so it's going to back them up 5 more. But, you know, part of that you can just not having the correct personnel grouping on there, just got everything off. The timing was off. So they get Huff out, and Lackinger comes back in. This will back up Beaverstock.
It looks like he's going to still try to kick it, Dan.
Oh, yeah. He's got the leg to do it. It's just going to be 5 yards tougher.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be a 32-yard attempt. Yeah, it's 4th and goal from the 15.
This Vigor defense has played really, really well, especially here in the second half.
Giving up just 12 a game all season. And as you mentioned, they're out of region play they've played. Beaverstock. And he's got it.
Well, Dan said it. He's got enough leg, and that could have been back another 10 yards, and I think he would have made it.
Yeah, he's a veteran kicker for a young guy.
Yeah, just a sophomore, 20-16.
That sounds like an oxymoron, veteran and sophomore.
And the same thing applies to a kicker we saw win a game earlier this year, too, at Spanish Fort.
The freshman.
Yeah, Matthew Quinn, yeah.
And it's his 2nd year of kicking.
Yep.
So he did it as an 8th grader?
He did.
Wow. You know, I wonder if that was even legal back when I played to have 8th grade kids on varsity teams.
Good question. I'm sure if the kid was good enough, they did it.
Yeah. But, you know, back when I played, you know, you had a middle school that was totally separate, different entity at all. Didn't have the same name. But, you know, amongst the private schools, you know, they
private
have
schools and
grade school all the way through.
Yeah, like a Sweetwater out in the country.
They do that as well?
Well, it's one school right on through.
And it's not and that's a public school, isn't
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And if you're looking to find Sweetwater, concentrate. Just concentrate.
Well, I got family up that way, Dixonville and all around. I'm familiar.
There's some Lockets up that way, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right.
Charles Crawford speeds up the middle, and Crawford trying to get to the outside edge. Crawford up to the 42-yard line, and Beaverstock, the kicker, brings him down.
Did he not set them up all the way? I mean, just kind of took some patience and hesitation to wait for the hole to open up and his blockers, and then he just accelerates.
Man.
That was nicely done.
It was really nicely done, and Beaverstock.
How about a little credit to Beaverstock for pulling down Charles Crawford there?
It's probably the last thing he wanted to do, but he did it.
No flags.
How about this?
Oh.
What a quick answer.
They did get a flag.
Oh, there is a flag. I don't even see the flag on the...
I didn't see it either.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Holding.
Okay. The return man was also being counseled a little bit after the play, and I'm not sure what that was all about.
But it was a hold and moved back to the 40.
Well, it's not so detrimental, you know, just a little 10 yards from the spot, apparently, where it took place or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they still got great field position.
During the return, we have a holding on the return team. First down.
They've got two things. They've got good field position.
B.J. Edmonds back on the field.
Good to see that. And Vigor's got their own number one, Brandon Rogers. You got to figure he's going to play a prominent role here in the last 7 minutes and 45 seconds of this game.
Taylor Gives it off Kendrick Moore. Moore scurries ahead to the 47-yard line. Good gain on first down for the Wolves. Don't forget, all season long, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, just search UTV 44 High School Football Game of the Week. Instagram, a little shorter, UTV 44 _ Game of the Week. Go on there and like the page, and you can see all the great stuff that Jared Kihas keeps on there all season long. Region standings, game previews. As we're down to 7 minutes. More. Another first down for the Wolves to the 46-yard line into St. Paul's territory, and that was a big push by that offensive line, Big Lockett.
It was. It just kind of cleaned out that right side. He really had his pick of which way to go on that, inside or outside, coming back to the right. So if you want to put together a 7-minute drive, this is the time you do it, right, Dan?
This is it. And if you can run that play successfully, your chances.
It's not going to take 7 minutes if they keep running that one.
And but that's part of the recipe.
They bring Lacey back in. Rogers is to the top of the screen.
5 seconds. He got his hand up.
Give it off, and Lacey had that one shut down as Ryan Johnson.
And then you talk about penetration and meeting the running back in the hole in the backfield. I mean, awesome job by Ryan Johnson.
How good is Johnson going to be as a senior? Just a junior, and he is.
And getting the coaching he's getting.
And he's getting a lot of attention, as you would imagine. I mean, up front, they've got Johnson, they've got McGill, they've got Whitfield from time to time, and Bryce Huff.
Yeah, Whitfield's out there now.
Yeah.
Money time.
Money time is right.
Out there.
Adams and Rogers, the two playmakers up to the top. Rolling out, looking. Taylor, middle of the field, and that one's picked off. Threw it right into the waiting hands of Noah Michael, the linebacker, and he gets up the near sideline. See if that's going to be a block in the back. It is, and Michael to the 38-yard line. Wow, third interception tonight. And then a late flag at the end of that one. You saw Whitfield come with the big block behind in the back. That was the first one, and there's one at the end of the play.
Yeah, got 3 in all on the.
I think the second one was just confirming the block in the back by Whitfield.
Yeah, Tyree just didn't put enough on it. He had some folks open, but he just kind of threw that one short. It wasn't a bit of traffic, though.
Here's Whitfield. There's one.
It was. But also, again, I think the throw was late.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah, he was open early.
A little bit of a back foot throw as well.
He didn't trust what he saw or didn't see it early, Vic.
You know, and I thought St. Paul's had a bad alignment, and early it was some folks open, but he didn't release it. That's what happens when you go late, especially over the middle.
That's it.
Block in the back, whistled against the Saints. Just
one.
We
had a block in the back on the return team.
Those 3 flags to mark the 1 penalty.
Well, Whitfield is used to blocking back or front. He's used to getting them going back.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
There's also an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Saints. A dead ball. So they'll mark off the block in the back, and then they mark off the dead ball.
Yeah, that all happened right on the Vigor sideline, Vic, and I think...
yeah, the coaches over there probably were urging the Zebras, hey, call this, call that.
And
don't you see it?
Yeah, and it could have been just something being said, you know.
Some verbal exchanges there. So, you know, they assessed it against St. Paul, so I'm sure they got some lobbying from those Vigor coaches.
Yeah, Ashley saying the coaches didn't have a lot to say on that one. They might have spoken for themselves, the penalties and the flags coming in so quickly. So all the way back.
Well, they're going to need a stop here to stay in the game.
To the 20-yard line. Pitch to McPherson on the right side. Cuts it back, and McPherson up to the 29-yard line. And now if you're the Saints, can you grind it out here? Vigor's not used any timeouts.
Yeah, it's up to them to put together a 5-minute drive and squeeze the air out of the football.
We got the impression from Derek Scott, really unspoken, that he felt good about his chances tonight. You can see why.
And he said, we got to play well, and I think they have. I mean, the 3 turnovers, though, tough tough to win turning the ball over 3 times. Pearson, wow, took it in the front. And then spun around and took another big hit.
Yeah, Marshall Harris cleaned it up at the end.
There's some guys trying to catch their senses down there right now because the level of contact. But that second, it actually propelled McPherson closer to the first down.
But we talked about it in the pregame show. We said this game should feel like a playoff game. That is exactly what this game has looked like.
It does. 2 very talented, hungry teams.
3rd and 1 here.
Such an advantage having a senior quarterback in Mosley.
McPherson up ahead, and he's got the first down to the 36-yard line, and now approaching 4 minutes to go.
Vic, sometimes that lack of size, and in some ways, almost benefits McPherson. He kind of can get lost, kind of just being low with his pads, and where's he at?
Yeah, you know, and he's got those big guys in front of him. You know, you can lose them back there.
Yeah.
But this is one of those drives where, as a defensive lineman, you just cannot get moved off the football. If you have to, you got to make a pile right there and make that little man have to step over you.
Everybody within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage for Vigors.
McPherson on the right side has a first down, and Austin McPherson all the way up to the 39, making the 38-yard line.
Yeah, they gave up the edge that time to make that play successful, but, you know, you got to credit McPherson because he probably set him up to get out there.
Yep.
I wonder about his stats because I bet he's piling it up.
30 carries tonight, 148 yards since you asked, Big Logan.
Right on cue is that announcer guy, Jim Cox, who does a good job keeping this train on the track.
Brian Aaron with our stats there. We're going to get a timeout. All right, so we asked our trivia question.
Oh, wow, I forgot to write down my.
You forgot to Google?
No, I wasn't going to Google. I didn't think I had to, but I guess I did.
I'll give you one.
So 5 state championships between the 2 schools, and 2 coaches have done it for each school. So you got a Vigor guess over there, Vic Lockett?
I got Harold Clark, and then I got Pirine, I think it is.
No, I don't think so.
Not Coach Pirine.
No.
Lost there.
Oh, it's our good buddy up at Bama now.
Kerry Stevenson.
Kerry Stevenson.
Okay, that's on the and then on the other
Jimmy
side.
Jimmy and Mask.
No, it was Mike Bates.
Oh, Bates won one. That's right.
Jimmy did not win a state championship here, and Mike Bates here just for, I think it was at St. Paul's 2 years.
2 years as the head guy after Eddie Guth.
Yeah, had McCarron and had also had Jordan Huff running the football, I think, back then. Here, and how about how things change in football?
He had Mark Barron.
Oh, yeah, and how things change. Mike Bates now the coach at Holly Pond, and they are on a 28-game losing streak.
Wow.
How fortunes change in high school football.
Hope he hasn't had to take the ring anywhere to cash it in.
So, yeah, Harold Clark wins 2. Kerry Stevenson with that team that was just... I mean, you know, I didn't see the '88 team. I didn't.
I seen it. I witnessed it. I played it.
You took a whipping twice. You said, yes. but that team that Kerry Stevenson won state with here at Vigor. I mean, just.
Well, you know what? He won with the team that had the great offense, if you remember. And then the team that had the great defense got upset in the finals a couple of years later.
Yeah, you're right.
The offensive team, the one that would just pounded people with running backs, including Joustin Fowler.
Yep.
Houston, the young guy that played at South Alabama.
First down for the Saints. McPherson with those low pads Dan just talked about to the 33. Five yards on first down there for Austin McPherson. And then, you know, here's where it gets a little tougher without the play clock working. You're trying to, you know, work it down as much as possible. So you're having to go on the signal by the official when he puts his hand up.
Under 5 or 10. I don't know what the rule is.
Look at that.
McPherson going to lose 2 and bring up third down.
They've done that just enough, like somebody fouling off pitches.
Yeah.
They've been able to kind of foul off pitches and sack McPherson back and, you know, get him in negative yards, which you never see, giving that defense down and distance a chance to succeed. They've got their safeties within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage, so they are all in to stop the run.
And nobody split out wide for the Saints
I
either.
mean, yeah, they're definitely reacting to the Saints offense. You want to slide a tight end, you might walk into 6.
Pitches it to McPherson, and McPherson going to be stopped short.
Now what?
4th down coming up. It would be about a 48-yarder from here.
You send the kicker out this time, Dan?
I don't think so.
Not on the road, for sure.
They bring in B.J. Edmonds.
They add some weight to the backfield.
Yeah. Derek Scott, I think, has been trying to get a timeout. So it goes down to 2:03.
Yeah. Master decided to change the mathematics there a little bit.
That's the 2nd timeout for the Vigor Wolves.
Put a big back in there. And they've got a good 3.5, 4 to go.
Yeah, it's
not a gimme. Nothing's a gimme against this defense.
So this will give us a chance to thank our friends at Green and Phillips, bringing in high school football every Friday night. The Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week. They're a big part of our broadcast this year. We welcome them aboard. It's been a fun start to the season. We've got just a couple weeks left, and the playoffs will start. So thanks to Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers for being here. It's on UTV 44. So here you go. You get a first down. You can pretty much run out the clock with Vigor having just 1 timeout left. You got a senior quarterback over there, Miller Mosley. We haven't seen him pull it down and keep it all that often tonight. They got B.J. Edmonds. They had him in before.
Yeah, I would imagine the defense right here, they're just going to sell out in their gap responsibility and just, gut the gap is what I would do if I was running the defense.
Jake Evans, the linebacker, comes in to block.
Or is this where he takes his chance with Miller Mosley sneaking out the back door, Dan?
Well, they got Noah Michael. They got really no receivers. They got tight end, but they got Noah Michael, 2nd linebacker, in there as well. 4th and 3. Mosley gives it to, Mosley keeps it on the naked boot to the near side, and Mosley is going to have the first down.
That's what I was talking about. That's what they're setting up, looking strong and coming weak.
Not to throw the ball, Jim, but just to keep his wheels going, and their Mosley speed is enough to get the Saints the first down, and now they can
load it up the right side. Vic Lockett and
come left.
Fake the toss, and Mosley able to get a potential ceiling first down for the victory here for the Saints, as we're down inside a 1.5 minutes and Vigor with just 1 timeout left.
The Air Force Academy signee turned on the Jets.
Been holding that one. You've been holding it all night, Dan Brennan.
Just thought of it.
Well, Jim used his earlier. Used some air to force it down.
Saints take a timeout. We're getting a report here that McGill has defeated Theodore 17-14.
Theodore's had one game where they just, got completely blown out. That was a week ago.
Yeah, down in Foley.
And so you start to think, well, maybe this is who Theodore is, but actually they're the team that looked really good most of the year. To play McGill that tough?
Lost to Murphy, lost to McGill.
Lost to Murphy on the last play.
And now lost to Foley last week as well. So they have 3 losses and go up against a Fairhope team who also has 3 losses next week after they got beat at Ladd last night by Murphy. Rick Colley and his crew bouncing back after the tough loss to McGill here on UTV 44.
Got a lot of parity in 7A at the top.
Yeah, really.
Almost throughout the whole thing.
Yep, I would agree. You got Spain Park winning the region up there. Bart Sessions, defensive coordinator. Former head coach down here.
Just 7A Region 1, the parity.
Yep. All over. And
looks like they're going to have to run a play.
Yeah, the 1:24 left on the clock. Give it to McPherson. He has stood up and driven back as Joshua Hill. Vigor will take their last time out with 1:14 left.
Yeah.
So if the Saints can run it out here, they'll move to 8-1 on the year. They go up against UMS next week to close out the season. The battle on Old Shell Road.
Battle of Old Shell, the big guys.
One they said that doesn't matter at all, but it certainly matters when they're out there on the field. And I think
matter of pride.
Yeah. And UMS brings a different-looking team to the game this year, one that maybe physically can match up a little bit better with St. Paul's. It's hard to match up with them physically. You know, like we got it even.
Yeah, it's much more. It's a much different looking game on paper than it's been in years past. And like we said, we'd always kind of felt bad for UMS and their fans when the only time we would get them on was against St. Paul's and
a team that had the better talent.
Yeah, and a step up in classification as well. And then UMS would go on a great run in the playoffs. And people are like, how'd that happen? It's like, well, that's when they're playing in 4A. That's what you.
That's right.
That's what you're seeing.
That'll be an interesting game, though.
Also want to, before we get out of here, give a shout out to our girl Gwinnetta Ward for accommodating us here in my hometown. Prichard Stadium does a good job running the stadium, and the whole city, including Troy, leader out here, doing a good job of helping us out to telecast this game to the masses.
McPherson on the right side, and we're down to minute to go. Yeah, great.
We're within the shadows of the city living in Mobile, but Jared and our crew downstairs says they can't say enough about the way that the stadium folks in the city of Prichard has just welcomed them and been so accommodating. And it takes a lot of people, a lot of effort to put one of these games on TV.
Yep. You know, you don't just show up with a little camera on your iPad and telecast this thing. And I tell you what, you two guys do a great job of making it all look easy. I just kind of show up, throw the headphones on, and run my mouth.
McPherson gets the first down, and that will close things out for the Saints in a late flag. That's a dead ball, so it's just at the
frustrations.
Yeah, at the end of the play.
Dan known worldwide around. Big host, KSJ. Everybody loves him around the city.
Ran into a guy at halftime. Not everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let me tell you,
he was piling on all three of us. It wasn't just on Dan. So this one against St. Paul's, and so it'll back it up a dead ball. I want to say hi, Chris Fuchs, watching the game here tonight on UTV 44. Gene Everett, one of our regular viewers, also watching the game tonight. We always appreciate people checking in. Bennett Long went to St. Paul's. He's watching the game tonight. His brother Forrest Long watching the game. They're not at the same house, but they're both watching the game. And now the Saints will be able to take a knee and run this one out now. So yeah, they had this third down, and that's not it. It was a dead ball foul. It was after they had the first down. So Saints will just take a knee here. And
yeah, I'm still hearing beef, too, about a couple of games ago in the barbershop as well. And I tell them, guys, no, they did not cheat.
Let's see. I think the Saints will have to snap it with about 2 seconds left here. Yeah, they'll have to take one more snap. And Mosley does that. And so the final score, St. Paul's with a tough-earned victory to get themselves the #2 seed in the region, and Vigor a #3 seed. And there isn't anybody who's looking forward to seeing either one of these teams in the playoffs.
No, there's no doubt about it, and you love to see this, the sportsmanship. These are two programs, teams that know each other. A lot of the players know each other very well and have competed against each other.
And they're led well by their coaches.
Yeah, oh yeah. A couple of class acts right there.
That's right.
How about, Coach Mask was just talking about what Coach Scott is bringing to the region and the way he's been around a bunch of big programs, and he wants to he's really elevated things, the way they do things here at Vigor.
Yeah, a little more sophistication in terms of training and play calling and the whole program, right?
Yep, absolutely. He was talking about that before the game. All right, Coach Mask is down there with Ashley for our final Orthopedic Group sideline report of the night.
He just told me he's a little tired, so we'll keep this short and sweet.
No, it doesn't matter.
You have clinched the second seed of the 5A. What does that mean for your team? What is a game like this? It was like a playoff game.
The seeding had nothing to do with this. We needed a win against a quality football team, and we got it, and I'm proud of the Saints for showing a lot of heart. It's exactly what I thought it'd be. Two good football teams just ran into each other, and last man standing, and, you know, we did what we had to do. It wasn't pretty, Ashley, but we got more than they do.
In the beginning of the season, penalties was an issue. Penalties was an issue again tonight. How do you fix something like that this late in the season?
Well, emotion has a lot to do with it, but, you know, this game boiled down to what I thought it would, was kicking. You know, they ran one back, or it seemed like they ran one back. I don't know if they did or not, but, you know, we converted field goals and extra points and did what we had to do there. So kicking and no turnovers. I don't think we had a turnover, and they had 3. So I know Dan and Jim and Vic get mad about Coach talking about turnovers and kicking, but that won this football game, turnovers.
Gosh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm ready to go home.
Coach Steve,
go enjoy.
Steve Mask victorious tonight, 7-1, and now he'll take on not only his rival but his very good friend Terry Curtis next week in a matchup between UMS and St. Paul's. And we don't get tired of talking about turnovers. We, you know, don't always, you know, throwing that up there on us.
You know, you got the head ref's wife taking shots at us. Mask can't get off screen.
You got the guy at halftime cornering you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
That helicopter you guys going to come in handy tonight.
We're like Mask. We're ready to go home. We're ready to go home.
That's right, man.
All right, our players of the game. How about Austin McPherson? 36 carries, giving it to your workhorse here tonight. 167 yards on the night. Miller Mosley, 5 of 9, 93 yards, but that big fourth down conversion to run out the clock there, and also had the great touchdown pass to Paget earlier in the game. And then the other side, Rogers, a big night, 4 carries, 113 yards. That will help the average. 4 carries for 113 and a touchdown.
Putting it lightly.
3 receptions, 64 yards, and a big night on special teams as well. So you can go to local15tv.com and click on the high school football game of the week to vote for your player, and we will tell you about that, who the winner was in our game next week. So for Ashley Pope down on the sidelines, Jared Kihas in the truck, Brian Aaron, our statistician, Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, I'm Jim Cox saying good night from Prichard Stadium, where St. Paul sneaks out a win here on the road tonight, 20-16.